That's wild.
I've got a
You
green
froze
button.
on Zoom too for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it! I wonder.
Are you guys having weather?
I mean, earlier,
Yeah.
but that was like
Okay.
3 hours ago
I
on
think
my
we're
end of
back.
town.
We look like we're back.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So.
All right. That was a delightful little dip. Shall we resume? Everyone has just gotten off a plane at LAX, and we are introducing our wonderful agents, starting with Danny.
So, Doc Marshall is. Sorry, just reading the comments. It's fine. Doc Marshall is a short woman, about 5'2", with brilliantly red dyed hair, and dresses like she's in her mid-20s, but looks like she's maybe not quite as young as she's dressed.
Okay. We'll just go across the screen. Agent Maloney.
Yes. In the bio there, it says Wayne Maloney. I didn't realize that it was a code name thing, so I switched it on my character sheet. It is Agent Maloney, but now instead of my name actually being Wayne Maloney, it is Wayne Stewart, because I had Agent Stewart. I didn't know we were supposed to do the M's. So now I've got 2 first names. It's okay. That's just how Wayne is. Wayne is a pretty big guy, kind of stocky, and has curly hair. He is wearing a teal polo and some khakis. Yeah, I think we're just doing looks, right? Not job.
However much you wanna get into and declare. I'm sure a lot of it's just gonna come out in conversation.
Yeah. He's a federal agent, a postal inspector. He's not a mailman. Oh God, he does not like it when people call him a mailman. That's just, it's nothing against mailmen. It's just that he's not one, so he does not like it when people call him a mailman. And yeah, that's like 99% of who Wayne is, really.
Just don't call him mailman.
Just don't call him mailman.
Don't call me mailman.
Right. And let's see, Agent Midoriya. We got here.
All right. So Midoriya is there at baggage claim, but they don't have a bag because everything fits in a duffel. The laptop is the most important one, and just make sure you got all your cables. But yeah, Midoriya has green hair, and they're slight of frame, just kind of medium height, but just kind of straight up and down, like a stalk of celery, basically. And they really got into K-pop and Japan street fashion, so they've got like a oversized varsity jacket that's styled basically like it's a taxi cab, yellow and black and white checkers, and some skinny jeans that they refuse to let go of with artistic slashing down the legs, and of course Vans.
Obviously.
Right.
And then the last member of this team to extricate themselves from their flight is, of course, Agent Mac.
Mac is the only one apparently who's dressed like an agent. But she just always dresses like that as an insurance analyst. It's the only outfit she has. She does, however, she's, I would say, about 5'6", 5'7". Pretty solidly built. She maybe has this attitude that she could kill you with her thumb, so leave her alone. But that doesn't really work with the rest of her team. So she's not really sure what to do with this whole team thing.
But yeah,
here we are.
Here indeed you are. Everybody gets off their respective flights, and you all sort of spot each other down near the baggage claim. It's kind of the easiest place to find everybody, is to just wait a little too long for your bag. Even if you don't have one. You all meet up here, and as you all kind of start to see the other people you recognize, again, you've been on one mission. You know who these people are. It was a very simple mission. It was a lot of putting boxes into a car, driving, and then taking them out of that car and putting them into another car. And as you all start to come together, Mac, your burner phone rings.
Check the different pockets
Oh my god.
and get the correct phone.
Yeah, you pick it up. It says unknown.
They always do.
Because of course it does. And you hear the voice on the other end go, "Hey, you find everybody?
Looks like I got them all.
Wonderful. Go ahead and open them envelopes, check your briefing, and if you have any questions, don't. Talk to you later." Hangs
It was
up.
a pleasure to
Do you hang up?
envelope time.
Oh.
Feel like we're at that award thing.
All right.
You open up your envelopes, and within these envelopes, you find this typed letter. And it informs you that you are being sent to the Benny Vandergast Memorial Theater. The memorial was built in 1802, and for much of the 1800s was a popular venue for Shakespeare and other classical plays. But around the turn of the 20th century, right at that tail end, late 1890s, early 1900s, it found itself with a new life as a vaudeville theater. Lots of one-night only shows, solo performers, magicians, sketch comedy acts, singing, dancing, spent some time being a little bit of possibly a speakeasy during the 20s. A little unclear, as many speakeasies were, but always has been an entertainment venue until 1981, when it was unfortunately closed after spending the last decade or two just kind of trickling off and dying out. Since that time, the memorial has sort of just stood as this weird abandoned monument tucked away in a really odd corner of Hollywood that is mostly warehouses and things now, but this is sort of one of the few remaining buildings that hasn't been demolished to make way for something a lot more corporate. And it is because of that this is a very popular location for urban explorers who will hop the fences or tunnel in and go try to get interesting photos or videos of the weird relics of this long theatrical history that have just been sort of left to decay in the building. A few weeks ago, a very popular urban exploring account run by these two 20-something-year-olds named Brian and Lisa posted a series of videos that supposedly were from inside the Benny Vandergast Memorial Theater. A lot of the usual sort of things that you would get with urban exploring. There were some, views of standing kind of up on the stage and looking up into what's left of the fly grid. There were these murals that were on the walls that are now sort of water damaged and crumbling, which gives them this very beautiful but eerie look. But some of these videos got a little bit odd. And the reason why this became notable was because as they seemed to go further into the theater, they started picking up, at first it looked like graffiti, but then they saw that there was more and more of it on floors, on walls, and it seemed to be these letters and strange symbols, and some of them looked like they were in chalk and then in paint and then in the internet saying blood, but can you really trust the internet? There's some strange background noise in some of the videos that sounded like some sort of strange rhythmic thumping and chanting. Totally could be explainable, but very hard to hear. Very often in the background, there's some comments on them, and strange dark videos. The further into the series of videos this went, the harder it was to see things. The camera was moving too much. Everything was too shadowy. They walked through one of the rooms and there were these really strange objects hanging from the ceiling that were kind of hard to identify, but looked really not like something you should see hanging in a theater. It wasn't curtains, it wasn't lighting, it was something else, but you could never get a good enough glimpse. And in the last video of this series, there was this strange small hooded figure that, like, for like a brief glimpse of an instant, kind of appeared at the end of a hallway before the camera whips around and you hear these two sort of just going like, oh my god, keep going, and the video cuts out and goes to black as they start running in the opposite direction. These were up for a couple of hours before they were immediately taken down for violating TikTok's terms of service and portraying dangerous activity. But that's more than enough time for internet sleuths to have screen capped these and downloaded these and started circulating them on message boards discussing what this could be.
I may or may not have a fake account that also participated in that.
You probably do, in fact. You may have seen these when they were originally posted a few weeks back, so you certainly would recognize some of these screen caps that are also included in this packet. As you flip over to the next pages of this letter, and you do see some of these stills that are pulled. Some of them have an object circled from a couple of different angles. And there is a note, handwritten, from Agent Cooper, indicating this item, and says... that essentially says that one of the items seen in this series of videos in a couple places is this book that looks like it might be an object of particular value, and specifically of particular value to some folks that you work for. You know, you picked up those books for them previously from the professor. This looks like it might be a similar book from a similar series. And there's a lot of questions about these videos. The vast majority of folks on the internet seem to think that either this is some sort of like, culty shit, right? Somebody's like using the abandoned building to do the weird creepy stuff, or that maybe this whole thing is just a hoax that was rigged up by Brian and Lisa to try to get more views and get some more talk. But no one seems to have really heard from them in the time since these videos are posted. This was the last activity on their account. Haven't really heard anything on any of their socials since. And so your bosses, your new bosses, would like all of you to go down to the memorial, take a look around, get your own assessment of things, maybe take some photos, take some video, see if this looks like it might just be some sort of hoax that's been set up, or if there's some validity and concern to these things. And most specifically, please try to find this book. If it's what they think it is, it's something that is incredibly rare, incredibly valuable, and needs to go to someplace like a museum where it can be properly restored and preserved, instead of just rotting away in this abandoned dump theater that is apparently constantly getting invaded by teenagers, right?
So leave the teenagers, take the book.
Correct. I mean, if the teenagers are there and they are injured or in distress, please contact the appropriate authorities, but take the book with you before the authorities get there. It does, in fact, say this. And that is more or less your briefing for this evening. You also have things like there are some maps, some city maps that give you like the appropriate like bus lines to take to get to this place if you want to take public transit, or instructions for if you're going to hire an Uber, have them drop you off here and then walk around to this area, And then the last thing in Mac's envelope is a set of keys. Looks like keys to like your normal standard like padlocks that you would get at the hardware store.
I guess I have the keys to the gate.
Probably. Looks like.
Cool. That'll make it easier.
Why do they always give you the stuff, Mac?
I think it's the suit.
I might look more responsible
it's
than.
probably the suit.
It's the suit.
It's probably this. Yeah, you're not wearing Vans.
I'm not.
Hey, there's
Or was it
no
Converse? Was it Converse? I'm sorry.
I'm wearing Vans.
Okay, Vans. That's what I thought.
They had some high tops that came out with like a lightning bolt built into like the rubber sole, like on the side. I was like, those are coming home with me.
Those are. I couldn't wear those, but those
You
are
could
pretty cool.
Totally wear those.
I don't think I can. They don't really go with khakis.
They go with everything.
I don't think that's true.
Mission?
I mean,
Like,
sure, if you
yeah.
want to.
Yeah. What's
Anyone?
anyone know what these books are? We should have probably looked at them last time when we were picking them up. I
Oh,
didn't look at it.
The books from a previous mission?
Yeah, I mean, this one seems like it's going to be kind of similar, right?
I don't know. Everybody's interested in books.
Our job
man.
is not to read. Our job is to obtain.
I mean, do I take screen captures occasionally? Yes, if it's interesting. But like, the last ones were just kind of boring. This one sounds kind of interesting.
Well,
Yeah.
only because there's like the suspected cult activity. We could get there and it's just
Right.
like a field guide
Yeah.
to birds.
I would totally be okay with that because
Oh,
I
so
want to
would I. I
know
love
what kind of
birds.
cult is obsessed with birds. Like, there's a chicken cult out there, I swear to God. I'm going to find them.
I think those are called farmers and farms. I don't think those are cults.
Yo, what if there's like a conspiracy about like Tyson and cults?
You know, I don't think you're that far off, but you're sounding a little bit like some of my students. And I think we should rein it back in and get on
All right.
track. And Mac, you've got the maps. Do we want to take an Uber or the bus?
Why pay for an Uber? You can take the buses.
I mean, buses cost money too.
I mean, not as much. I went to school over at UCLA. We can just take the buses. It's fine.
Took out
Alright.
your
By
student
all
ID.
means, lead us to the bus.
It's been a while.
I mean, I
have
kept my
faith in
student ID
you.
for like 10 years and kept getting cheap movie tickets, but that was just
Dude.
me.
That's awesome.
And they bought it. They
I mean,
thought
yeah,
were-
you just needed a
student?
student ID, and I was like, yeah, this is from 2009. I'm taking a really hard class. It's taken me a couple times.
Oh yeah, everyone
Still
always
working
assumes
on
that
it.
My university ID is because I'm a student. It's great. I get all the
Second
discounts. And I get better pay. Well, a little bit.
Bus.
Let's go find the
I think we
buses.
landed on bus. Yeah, let's do
Yeah.
bus.
Do bus. There's a lot more ways that bus could go wrong. Let's take bus.
You know what that is? That is true. There's gonna be more
We're
people. That's for
already
sure.
glorified librarians. All we do is take books from one place to another.
I do have a gun, though.
What? Why? Why do you have a gun?
I
did you get
assumed
it on the
we've got
plane?
burner phones and stuff.
You're a
I thought that's a
mailman.
good.
You don't need to.
He's a
Gun?
federal
Do
agent.
you guys not?
Yes,
Yeah,
he
I'm.
is. Federal
do you guys not have
agent.
guns?
He's got a license to carry.
What if
I don't
okay.
need a gun.
I mean,
I
I've got
do.
a dissection kit, but
Ooh, stabbing
What?
thing.
What?
look, I
can
always
dig it.
carry one with me. It's kind of weird.
In
I
case
guess,
an
but-
emergency
dissection
dissection
kit?
pops up?
You never know when a cadaver's going to show up, man. You
Yeah.
gotta be able to
Especially if
pop
the
that
mailman's
thing
got a
open.
gun.
I'm not a mailman.
Federal agent.
Federal agent. Maybe if we need to like dissect a frog really
Sure,
quick for
Dan.
some science class, we'll
I
be
mean,
covered. Okay.
You'd be
I've got a
surprised
gun.
at how often that dissection kit has come in handy. The forceps, the blades.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that for sure.
Max got a key and a phone. What do you have, Midoriya? We've
I've
got gun,
got-
dissection kit, key and phone.
I've got my hotspot. I've got my laptop. I got all my cables. I have a lockpick set, but we don't need one because I got keys.
Mm,
So,
unless the key
and an
doesn't
extra
work. Maybe
pair
they
of
changed.
shoes. That's what I got.
Oh, nice. I think
Shoes.
you've got the most useful stuff.
Yes, I do.
Except
How
my
is the
gun.
dissection
It's
kit
number.
not
You're
useful?
number 2 though.
Well, you know what? If this theater is as old as we think it is, then like, you know,
You'd be
I
surprised.
may or may not.
There is nothing wrong with department issued shoes. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Mine are better.
They're very comfortable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Very
so are my
practical.
sneakers.
Yeah. Sneakerheads, high five. I don't know where we are.
Walking to a bus, I guess.
And so you make your way out to the bus station. Obviously you're at the airport, so it takes you a minute because LAX is huge, but you're able to find the, you know, kind of general all the buses area, hop on a bus, and between the actually pretty extensive directions that are included in your packet and some of Midoriya's latent knowledge of the area coming back is probably in the form of like, oh hey, yeah, that building, oh yeah, that's the 7-Eleven where you can get the cheap like that
Yep.
level of stuff.
Yep.
You are able to make your way down to the edge of this kind of weird warehousey district portion of kind of the Hollywood area. It takes a while, and so by the time you get there, of course, we're nearing to evening. This is LA, so it's not like it ever really gets like dark. But also you're in the warehouse district, so it might
Flashlight?
get dark. Ah, do you have flashlights?
Let me
I
check.
have phone. Phone has
Think my batteries.
Uh,
I'll just use the burner phone flashlight.
there we go.
I do have a flashlight.
Amazing.
'Cause I'm
Yeah.
an agent and not a
Agent
mailman,
is
Mac.
prepared. Agent is prepared.
I also have handcuffs.
Awesome.
For postal felons?
Yes.
You
Mail fraud.
Again, you'd be surprised at how useful some of these things are.
Yes.
I'm not saying they're not useful. I'm saying when does he need them in the scope of his...
So much crime goes down old
Look,
school.
I
Like
have
analog
handcuffs and
snail
I don't
mail.
investigate
I-
any crime.
I
That
have never
sounds like a
I've never
personal
used the handcuffs.
concern.
I've never used them.
You should say that in your inside voice.
Can I borrow your handcuffs sometime?
I mean, sure. I'll make sure I disinfect.
I'm
them
gonna
first.
go towards the theater.
You all have this delightful conversation about the many uses or non-uses of handcuffs and whether or not they are in fact toys. As you are making your way down these roads through these various warehouses, and eventually you once you kind of like turn the right corner, you absolutely find this theater no problem, because in the middle of all of these just, big concrete boxy buildings, it's evening. There's not really a lot of activity going on here. These are mostly like storage warehouses and such. You see kind of in within this sea of concrete nothingness, it's the big chain link fence style with some of those green kind of covers on to help keep it a little more concealed. But rising above the top, you can see the decaying facade of what was once surely a beautiful stage theater. And it's still beautiful in its own way, as sort of the, setting sun catches the facade a little bit. It's crumbled, it's dirty, but it's lovely. It's reminiscent of a time gone by when the architecture was as much a feature as anything else. And you can kind of see these carved finials up at the top, little, trumpeting angels maybe or something up at the top, a little bit gaudy, but just speaking to this interesting bygone era of live performance before, you got your entertainment on TikTok in your hand. You do walk up, there is sort of a front gate area that's got a lot of the big, like, condemned, do not enter, like a bunch of those signs, and you can easily see a couple of spots where it looks like the fence and the covering was probably patched from somebody like trying to like cut through, or kids sneaking in or whatever. And as you look along, let's go ahead and get some rolling in, because is a TTRPG. So I'm going to have everybody start with a good old classic search roll, which I almost called Spot Hidden, but that's from Cthulhu, which is the game I'm normally dealing with on Saturdays. I have to always remind myself.
That would be a fail for me. 31 out of 20.
31 out of 20.
Oh my god, I have to remember how to do stuff.
My guess is I'm gonna fail. Oh yeah, dang, my search is 50. I rolled a 64.
Ooh,
See, I knew I was gonna roll high tonight.
Yeah.
No.
So you want to get as close to the number without going over the number, correct?
So if the number is 40 and I
Yes.
rolled a 95.
You're so in awe of the way the light is reflecting off of the marquee that you forget how to speak English for a moment, because you're just
That's
reveling in the glory of what this might have been. It was not a critical fail, but like, yeah, you are not paying attention to things.
No.
Yeah, I did not pass either. That's a 46
my
for me out of
God.
20.
All right. That's okay.
It's gonna be hard, you guys.
It just
Eventually, I'll
means-
remember that I have keys in my hand, and there must be a gate or a lock somewhere.
Yes. No, what this means is just that it takes you guys a little bit longer to kind of look around. And there is a big old honking set of padlocks and chains on that front gate that you can go through. So you'll be able to, it's just going to take a minute, right? Like, you have keys. They've clearly got to be for the padlocks.
I mean,
Let's do it.
So it takes you a little bit of time. You have to fuss around with this for probably 15 minutes or something, just trying keys in the locks and like this little insert, but it won't actually turn and whatever. And then you find a combination lock in the like bundle and you're like, wait a minute. So you have to go back through a bunch of the paperwork until you notice that there is a little 4-digit number like written under one of the like screen cap photos. You're like, oh, thanks, Cooper. Super helpful. It works. It just takes you some time, right? All it costs you some time. So the sun has sunk a little bit further down the hills on the horizon. Sky is still light, but you're starting to see more of like that city glow from off, where the city center is creeping up as the sky itself is starting to get a little bit darker. And you are able to creak open this chain link fence and enter. The whole front area definitely was at some point like bulldozed and paved over to make like a big old parking lot out in front of the theater. So you just have this big vast stretch of empty parking lot essentially that leads then up to the theater itself. And you can see as you get closer to the front of the theater, similar thing, a lot of the like windows, like what would have been like the ticket booth windows and things, and the front doors of the building have been boarded up on the ground level, probably to protect them from vandalism and or cover vandalism that has already occurred. As you look up, you can see that there are some kind of windows and things on upper levels that are not all boarded over. Some of them are, but not all of them. As you get close enough, you do see that there is a big set of like padlocks wrapped around like the big, bars of the front doors as well. There's the chain, standard like chain wrapped through the handles with the big old honking padlock on it.
Well, there's only one key left. Although, should we lock the gate back?
I mean, then we can't get out.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm not a fan of that.
Maybe with
Yeah.
But nobody could
one of the
follow us in.
padlocks. Like make note of the key. Oh, I have some paper tape in my dissection kit. We can wrap the head of the key for the padlock that we're locking, and just lock one of them
You
instead
just
of like
want to
all of
use.
them.
You just want to use that kit.
Yeah, I
You
do.
just want to use that kit.
Yeah, I do.
How about I just shoot this lock off with my gun?
I feel like that's a waste of bullets.
I know. I'm
Just-
just. I'm not going to do that. I just kind of wanted to gauge your guys' reaction.
I just need you not to go postal before the end of.
Mac, I can't with the mailman jokes. I know we've only been on one job together. Mac, you're not a mailman.
Male person. I'm very sorry. I know it's a more evolved time.
At the table, I was
Is
waiting
that,
to see when
paper-
somebody would do a
paper tape?
postal.
Somebody
That's
gonna paper tape.
Yes.
So you guys are gonna
Here's the tape.
label a key,
Yes.
like
Yes.
you're gonna get,
So that
and you're gonna relock one. Is that the
just one.
plan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And make sure we'll double check that this really does unlock that one, so that if we do have to leave in a hurry, because there's someone else around that we don't want to be seen by with this book that we're collecting. we
Now,
can get
for
it
the
quickly.
record, where are you putting the keys on your person? If we have to grab them off your dead body, we can find them. Cool.
All right.
Respect.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure none of us are going to have a problem reaching for them if we need them. So
No.
Problem is going to be trying to get the keys off of Mac if Mac is still alive when you
I am
reach for
not
them.
dead.
That's going to be the bigger
Not
problem,
kidding
I
me.
think.
Oh.
Everybody, watches Mac very deliberately put the keys into a pocket or clip them on, whatever it is that Mac would do with this bunch of keys. And then you
saw.
I don't know what's happening anymore. You open the padlock and pull the chain off the front doors and open the front doors of this theater. And inside is a dank, dark lobby of a theater.
Nice.
A lot of
Need
dust.
to get the AC fixed.
It's kind of musty. With the little bit of light from outside kind of streaming in, you can sort of make out there's piles of debris and rubble. There's trash scattered that looks like probably remnants of, various kids who are trying to explore the abandoned building, possibly some left over from it looks like maybe at some point there was almost an attempt at some construction that was also hastily abandoned, so there's a little bit of some scaffolding and some tools lying around. It could have just been that somebody was doing standard repairs and then gave up.
Everything's flashlight in the tool.
Roll me a luck check.
Wait.
This is just a straight this is not Delta Green rules, this is Alondra's rules.
Awesome. Awesome.
Well, look, there is a luck check in Delta Green. I just do it differently. You're gonna roll me a percentile, and as you roll, you're gonna call high or low. And it's just a 50-50 shot.
I'm gonna say high because that's what my last one.
Roll me a percentile.
That's a 38.
Okay.
We're so lucky.
You
This night is going great.
Right.
Yeah,
good.
you find a couple of screwdrivers, you find a hammer, you find a rubber mallet that is not as rubber as it used to be because it's been sitting here possibly since the 80s. And you do not find a flashlight, unfortunately.
Cool.
I do have one though, so I will light mine at least. So we at least have one. Should we
Fire up my phone.
do we even need to? Maybe we could just get a hotel and come back in the morning when it's brighter out. Why are we doing it at night?
Well, because we got tickets and everything, and we were supposed to come now. I'm sure they've got their reasons.
You're totally right, Maloney. I have no idea why we had to do this right now. We can blow this off and go get tacos.
Oh, I like tacos.
I guess if there are kids, maybe.
I mean, if you want to leave potential explorers to, be injured another day at a dank abandoned theater.
Yeah, no, we should rescue the kids. They need help.
Just considering all the options, making sure we got everything out there before we just go in here with a flashlight and one phone.
Eat tacos.
Now, for the record, our mission wasn't necessarily to find Brian and Lisa, because I'm pretty sure.
No, but I figured they're a bigger draw than an old book.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know how you even remember their name, to be honest. I did not.
I may or may not have
How
been
do you
one
even
of
do your
the
job?
shadow accounts that definitely screenshotted their videos and then definitely posted them to several different threads on Reddit.
Oh, wait. So can you show us the original videos?
Yeah,
Did you just
I got them saved. Here.
Oh, cool.
Sure.
I send it to everybody's.
Just airdrop it.
Yeah.
You guys do note that for being out in the middle of the warehouse district, in an abandoned theater that's literally in the middle of a bunch of storage units, essentially, you have shockingly good cell service.
Oh, hell yes.
Interesting.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
I'm back on board. The
It's
Wi-Fi is
fine.
good.
But yeah, actually, Midori, go ahead and give me, what would this be for you? Maybe like a SIG-int?
Ooh,
Or a,
okay.
or a computer science type role as you pull out your phone and start sharing these videos to everybody.
Okay. Do I have to declare which one of those it's going to be?
Pick whichever one you have the better stat in.
Okay, cool. All right.
Whichever one you have the higher number in.
Computer science. Okay.
Yeah. I play real loosey-goosey with these rules, so.
That is a 63, and I am a 60.
All right.
Or we could flip them numbers because they were both upside down. So if I were reading it from the other side of the table, that would be a 36.
So it's actually a 36? Or is it actually a 63?
On my table. Both numbers are upside down, facing me, upside down. So technically, if you were sitting across this table from me, Lady Bedivere, then they would be a 36 for you.
I see.
This just got so complicated.
Are you just
I love it.
using, like D10s, or do you have a 100 in there as well?
They're D10s. Just rolling 2 D10s.
But does one have 2 numbers and one have 1 number?
No, it's a 3 and a 6.
Okay, so it's not like a 30 and a 6.
Yeah, it's not.
No.
Yeah, by the way,
You
what
know, they
I'm
make
using
They
I'm
make
using
those?
is just
That's
the
cool.
Google Dice roll, and I'm just rolling 2d10s and just taking it exactly how it's written.
However you guys
Awesome.
want to do it, as long as you have set for yourselves what is your 10s and what is your 100s, or what is your 1s and what is your 10s.
Oh,
rather.
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. I was just trying to read them like
Yeah.
left to right. Okay. Cool. I can do that.
Do you want to? I will let you re-roll since we are learning the new how to numbers in this system.
I appreciate you letting me count this again.
It's gonna be 100.
That's worse. It's a 96. Can we keep
Oh,
the
that's
63?
not far off.
Can we keep the 63 instead?
Yeah. What you notice essentially off of this is you know that the Wi-Fi is really good. You know that you're having a really easy time with airdropping this. And it takes you a moment. And then you think back to the first thing that crossed your brain, which is that the Wi-Fi is really good. And so you go into your Wi-Fi settings and you look, and there are like 4 Wi-Fi options that are showing up in your Wi-Fi and you have automatically connected to one of them.
What's the name of the Wi-Fi network that I'm on?
Memorial Guest.
Okay. Like, hold up. So this place like folded in 1981, right?
That's what
But
the
like
next-
this theater also has a Wi-Fi network.
You got like
That
5 bars, which is impressive because your phone only goes up to 4.
Nice.
Wait, what?
So like it has its own like network and guest network, which is fucking weird.
That Winchester boy.
Why?
Yeah, why is there a guest? Like,
Well,
go
one
back
is
to
for
our
the
notes.
office, and then
I know.
Yes.
I mean,
But why?
I'm confused why there's any, but
better question.
the guest is what's really getting me.
Should we
The
go to
other-
the ticket office?
I'd say the other Wi-Fi networks that you see listed are see, you're on Memorial Guest. You also see Memorial Production, which is password locked. You see Memorial 5G, which is password locked. And you see one that is just like it's like a weird, just like garble string of letters and numbers, like somebody didn't bother to rename whatever the router was, which is locked.
Okay. Cool.
It
Oh,
did
why
shut
does
down,
it-
though?
Need internet.
Whoever's here needs internet.
Oh.
So
You really are dealing
that
with
means that
Muppets,
there's
aren't you?
probably at least a couple of different places maybe that are being occupied. Maybe not like full time, but somebody working in here. Like production and 5G. 5G would probably be front office
It must
tickets.
have been set up by these urban explorers so that they could get their videos out to people. I mean,
But why would they name them?
what, couldn't they do that?
I mean, I
You
guess-
wouldn't set up a modem if you're just coming in. I mean, no. Every data, live stream. No.
Huh.
That's
I
too
know
weird.
that you are using words that I should understand. I was at
What kind of
Robert.
what kind of cell phone does Mac have? Just curious.
You're assuming she has a cell phone.
Maybe that's why Matt got sent the burner
Mac just
phone,
has
and
a-
only
Oh
Mac.
my
Nobody.
God.
Mac's the only one that doesn't have a cell phone.
We cracked this whole thing open.
Who needs
You've got a
Oh.
Nokia, don't you?
Is
Oh
it
my God.
Mac has the Nokia brick from 2002. It
1981.
still works.
Still running.
Yeah.
Still
It's
running.
still good.
And you
It
can
does
kill a
what I
man
need
with
to
it.
do.
That's true, you know. That's true.
Not that I need help to kill a man, but
That's true.
the phone.
I will say for point of clarification, because I know it's going to come up, that the burner phone is an iPhone.
Obviously.
Just in case anyone was curious.
Well, the whole airdropping of the files, but that was just all sorcery and hoodooism.
Obviously.
As far as Mac is concerned. So, I mean,
we can try to find the routers.
The
we're
first
here
round
for a
is
book,
probably-
not a power tool.
Okay. The router would probably be in the ticket office, which is up here, up front. Unless the manager's office is a better choice, which would be backstage.
But the signal's really good, right?
Yeah.
I know that my signal's better when I'm sitting like beside my router. When I go upstairs and there's like the floor in between us or more walls, it sometimes drops. So
They do have really, they've got router technology has come a long way the last couple of years. They've got really strong, or they could even be using like range extender hotspots and all still be going to the same ones. I mean, there's
I'm
Valid
just going to start
point.
opening doors.
Are there any of those range extenders, like, up on the ceiling, like little white box that's got a little blue light?
Go ahead and give me a search roll.
I hope I do better.
We've got to get one roll tonight that's a success.
just one.
It's probably
That's all
not that
we're
one
shooting
based
for.
on Katie's face.
I couldn't remember which color die I said was the tens place and which was the ones.
I can't see your dice, so lie to me.
It's a 16, and my number is 20.
Yeah, with a
Oh my
16 and a
God.
20, that is a success. So you look up and you look around, and you do, like, now that you're like actively looking for it, you spot a couple of places where you see like the little blue LED light. There's like one kind of over behind what you think probably was used as a concession stand at some point. There's kind of one tucked over there. As you kind of look up, because this is one of those setups where you've got like 3 tiers of seating, and this particular theater, you can look up. There's basically like, there's balcony walkways where you can kind of go up to the sides and whatever, but then there's the central area that you can look down. So from where you are, you can look up, see the beautiful like lobby chandelier and look up through all of the things, and you can kind of see the glint of what's probably another one of those LEDs kind of up on the next tier up. I don't know what the good role is for this, so I'm just gonna say that now that you guys have had enough of this conversation and you've looked for these things, it all also dawns on you that if the Wi-Fi is this good, there has to be power in the building.
oh yeah.
Because I want to make you roll for that, but I don't know how to make you roll for an obvious realization.
Are there light switches?
Find a light switch.
Yeah.
Find the breaker.
So you can also start looking around, and you do eventually, especially if you go over toward where that LED is, you find a power outlet. There's a little box plugged into it with a little blue LED on it that looks like it might be some sort of like, web extender sort of situation. And you also are able to follow along the back of the counter and find a bank of light switches.
Ooh, yeah. Okay. How subtle are we wanting to be?
I mean, I don't think
Clearly
we're gonna be
this is
sneaky,
some
do we?
sort of art installation.
Gonna go ahead and start flipping switches. Boop, 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 boop.
You flip on, like, there's about like 6 of them. You flip them on, lights start popping on around. There's a bunch of those like under counter lights, like the LEDs that sort of, give it that warm glow. There's some that light up like the concession sign, by the time you flip these all up, none of them are like the main light. Like nothing back here turns on like the chandelier, but you now have a bunch of ambient light around the area. You've turned on a lot of kind of like little running lights that are under counters or along the sides of the walls. You've lit up some of the signage in the area. So you now have like a reasonable amount of like, oh, I could navigate through the building off of this. You don't really see anything that is like the main switches. You're guessing that the stuff that would turn on like the big, like the chandelier and like the big main lights are probably somewhere on a control panel where like the house manager can control for when shows are up and things like that. This is just those little like extra lights that the employees would need to be able to do their jobs.
So this wiring would technically be 40 years old if it in fact is the original stuff, and that sounds like bullshit.
I mean, they had to replace it. I mean, obviously, they're preparing for a haunted house.
I mean, that actually sounds like a reasonable explanation. Because why else would there be Wi-Fi and power to...
Well, I mean, if this is...
I mean, they can't just pull a haunted house out of nowhere. They've got to build it. They've got to, and sure, this is a great location.
It's probably privately held, so we could very well just be straight up trespassing. It's a possibility.
I mean, we had keys, so is that still trespassing?
Yes.
I think you can still
if
trespass.
Cooper gave them
even,
to us, it's shady. Yes.
Like if I find a key to a McDonald's on the sidewalk and then I go into that McDonald's at like 3 a.m., I think I'm trespassing still.
I would agree.
How would you know it was a McDonald's
before
key?
you leave?
I mean, I'm sure McDonald's keys have a big, funny McDonald's M on them. I've never seen one before, but I'm just guessing.
I believe
Speculation.
Fair.
It's always a sound practice.
This whole thing's fucking speculation. All right. Where should we go next?
You were saying something about a manager's
There was a video.
office?
Don't we have to retrace the steps of the video?
There we go. We could just watch the video and
Yeah.
see
We've
where
all
they
got the
like
video now, so let's
try to find where they saw the thing that they ran from and try to find that spot.
Well, if we watch them in sequence, then we can just follow it as they go. See what
Now
they
you're
saw.
thinking.
I pull up a video and start watching.
Well,
I'm feeling strong last girl energy, and I'm getting bad vibes here.
What kind of energy?
Don't worry
It's
about
okay,
it.
Mac. It's fine.
We'll marathon it later.
Agent Marshall, you pull up. Are you gonna specifically pull up like the first video in the sequence? Because I'm gonna say that Midori was able to the word. Sorry, I was like had to suddenly double check people. Midoriya was able to give you the everything kind of in order that it was ripped. So yeah, you pull up the first one, and you can see that in the first one, it looks like they came through a different door than you guys came through, because it looks like the first video they posted, they are in the auditorium.
Okay.
So we should go there.
Well, I want
We
to
can.
look at the next video, see if there is a video where they look like they're in the lobby that we're in.
Ooh, okay.
We can cut
Fair
a
enough.
couple steps out, yeah.
Yeah, because if they explored in there and then came in here, we shouldn't go there and then come back.
If they came in here, they would have found all the power. And they wouldn't have been, oh, I need to run away, it's dark.
No,
They would have turned on a light.
No, they wouldn't have. That is not their brand at all. Their brand is being creepy and spooky. They would have left all the lights off.
True.
You watched these videos?
I used to film these videos. This
My
is what you
students play
do
them all
for
the time.
fun in high school. Come on. It's boring in Arcadia. Take a bus in, do parkour, all this old shit.
God, I had
I
just
thought
such a
you meant-
flashback.
Federal agent. Unbelievable.
Agent Marshall, you scroll through, you look through like the next 2 or 3 kind of in order. It looks like they never came out into the lobby. It looks like the first video they posted, or if they did, they didn't bother videoing anything here. The first video they posted is from the auditorium, and it looks like they are on the house right, stage left side aisle.
Okay.
Sorry,
Pinkies up, everybody. Pinkies up.
I partly picked this setting because I work in the theater, so it makes it really easy to make it up.
Yes.
You got a bunch of
Respect.
theater folks in here, so you're good.
Respect the game.
Yeah, I was gonna
Respect
say, but it looks like they're in the like right hand aisle when they filmed the first video, and from there, the next video looks like it is in sort of a back hallway. So this would be one of the theaters where if you progress down the aisle, you can enter kind of like through a curtain to where the box seating is on the side, and then there's like stairwells that take you up. So there's exterior staircases to get to seating, but there's also interior ones. Looks like the next one is in one of those interior staircases, and then the one that follows that appears to be from one of the boxes, like doing kind of a sweep of the auditorium.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not seeing anything that shows them in the lobby.
Okay.
Okay.
And which of the videos shows the book?
The one that shows the book, there's about 20 videos in total. Again, these are TikToks, so,
Right,
they're short form. They're like a minute or less each.
Mm-hmm.
The first one that shows the video is about the 9th or so video in the sequence, and it looks like they are in some sort of storage-like area.
Fucking knew
From
it.
the video, it is hard to tell if this is actually like a storage room or if this is just like a wing of the theater, because there's a lot of like kind of, again, it's an abandoned theater, so there's a bunch of weird stuff that doesn't totally make sense or match up. But you've got like some walls, you've got some flats, you've got some piles of soft goods around, and then you've got these weird like sketchy drawing things on some of the walls and some of the floors and stuff. And the one that specifically notates this book for the first time, we'll say, is the 9th video in the sequence, and it is in one of these kind of messy storagey areas.
All right, so I think we should maybe like skip the auditorium, because like here in the box seats doesn't look like storage at all. We should probably just find our way backstage, right? Because storage
That's
stuff is
where
going to be
they
back there.
store things,
Right.
right?
I mean, there's a staircase video, but I don't know how we can tell which staircase they're in, but we can.
I mean, we could also just walk straight down center front, get on the stage, and go to the wings from there if you want. That way you get kind of a whole scope of the place as you're walking.
Yeah, that feels like probably the most
A
efficient.
direct approach. I like that. You've got potential, young Midoriya.
Thanks, Mac.
So tempting to add the adjective on there, wasn't it?
Ah,
All right.
All right, so where exactly are we headed?
I think we're going to try just entering the house and going straight down and see if there's like some side steps to get onto the stage.
Totally. Yeah, you guys enter into the auditorium. It's easy to find the doors into the auditorium. They are not locked or barred in any way. Pull them open. And yeah, you see in here the auditorium. There is not really any light in this space because, you know, being a theater, it's all enclosed.
Mhm.
Are
so the
there
only light
switches on the wall inside the door?
Give me a spot hidden roll. Sorry, a search roll. I'm going to keep doing this. It's the one. It's like when I ask if things are bloodied when I'm playing 5e, which is not a thing that exists in 5e.
Ah, what'd you roll?
35 out of 40.
Nice.
Oh, I did it.
Amazing! That's a success. You did
All
it.
right. Good.
I found a light switch, or rather, I didn't.
Well, yeah, you look around and you go, there's got to be something here. You kind of put your hand up on the wall, you use the ambient light from the lobby, and you find the little tiny, like hidden, like house manager's secret switch. You're able to pop it.
Oh.
Pops on all the running lights. So you've got running lights in all of your aisles. You've got running lights across along your seats. And you get that very dim, gentle glow from some kind of like sconces up on the walls. So not full house lights or anything. Still spooky as shit because this is Delta Green and I can't make it easy for you to find the main lights. But you can see where you're going now.
Okay.
The other
Are
thing
there
that
rats in this theater?
are there rats in this theater?
Don't ask questions you don't want answers to.
There's certainly a lot of piles of garbage, and there is a lot of it that is sort of like pushed up to the sides in that way that indicates that either somebody has like moved this to the side to clear the aisles, or small creatures have maybe carried it to the edges as they're nesting it. So yeah. You have not like seen rats scurrying about or anything like that. If you would like to try to give me some sort of investigation type roll to look for like rat poop, I am more than willing to allow that.
My experience out of game with Rodentia is that they eat wires. So it would
Yes.
be more
No, very,
possibly
very good
why
call.
the lights might not work.
No, excellent call.
Spicy.
So not just morbid fascination. Cool. All
It's
right.
I was
not
just saying,
morbid fascination.
as a
Very
longtime
practical.
rabbit owner, similar problems with the Lepidoptera. Sorry, the Legomorphia. Lepidoptera is moths, although they also eat things they're not supposed to.
So we just walk straight towards
Yeah.
the stage.
I assume you went in on the right side of the house since that was where the video is from. So yeah, you guys head down. This theater has like side aisles and then mid aisles. So you basically have along the walls, and then you have one unified center section, 3 sections total of seating with aisles breaking it up.
Yeah.
So where you guys have come in was against the wall. So you're able to kind of look out. You see all of the seating. You pop up. You can see that there's a curtain. It's only half hung because a bunch of it has kind of like rotted away. You definitely see some fraying and tearing on the end that looks like probably creatures at some point messed with this. And the hardware is no longer fully intact, but you can see some light beyond that, this kind of dim kind of sconce lighting that lights these pathways. And you can see beyond there is a stairwell, like a spiraling stairwell that probably is going to lead you up into the boxes.
But we're looking for storage. Do theaters store things on the second floor?
It depends on the theater. Your workshops would be on the second floors, but your storage would be below stage or behind the stage.
You know so
Well, we're
much about-
closer to the stage. What?
I was just asking Midoriya how they know so much about theaters.
I mean, you got high school drama club. You've got like fucking like one acts. You got everybody tries stand up when they come here.
Oh.
Or like, improv theater.
I've only been to a movie theater, so I don't know how
similar,
any of this
but they
works.
have a lot less storage.
Yeah, I would assume so.
As you guys get up to where this curtain is and kind of peer beyond, you see that the staircase kind of splits. There is one set of stairs that goes and spirals up, and there is one set of stairs that goes right up to a door that you can just tell is going to take you up to the stage level.
Okay. We should probably take that one then.
Yeah.
Now I'm just like listening, because now I'm more and more like, okay, so it was funny to repost the video, but now I'm like, this could be something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, with the Wi-Fi and
A
stuff,
haunted
I
house. This is
really
publicity
feel like someone's here.
in front of a haunted house. We're going to walk in on a production team.
I
I'm going to
mean,
say, thank you, we need the book.
yeah, as long as they give us the book, I don't care what we walk in on. Well,
Right.
no, I'm not gonna. Yeah,
I wouldn't. There could be,
Things,
there
yeah.
could be a lot of things we don't want to walk in on.
that is true. But in general, as long as they give us the book, we can get out, so it's fine.
Abandoned buildings don't have this good of a Wi-Fi. This is clearly.
I mean, I'm starting to come along to your line of thinking there, Mac.
This is obviously they've got it all locked up so that nobody knows. This is going to be like the big attraction. It's going to be the haunted house this Halloween, and all these people are going to pay a bunch of money to get scared.
Well, yeah, and I mean, they don't even have to do all that much. All they have to do is make sure it's like still structurally sound, but leave all the crap everywhere.
Right.
Maybe
I
like
just-
do some testing to make sure that there aren't like rats carrying the plague, because
I lean back to Maloney. I'm like, do you think it's a haunted house?
What month is it? That's going to determine my answer.
Hold on. It's April.
I don't know. That seems like a really long lead
Mhm.
time to start
Mhm.
getting ready for a haunted house.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
with
but
you.
if you've got these fake adventure seekers going
Adventure seekers?
missing, the
Adventure
publicity
seekers are
just
not
builds and
asking
builds.
for permission. Like, this isn't something that you book. This is something
Unless it's like some kind of like not guerrilla warfare, guerrilla advertise. What's that called? It's guerrilla marketing. That's the word I was
Oh,
the two
okay.
words I was looking for.
Yeah.
But still, that seems so early because by May, everyone's going to forget about that.
Mm-hmm.
They
Not
would
if
want to
it
do
keeps getting
that in
worse.
like
Not if
late September.
Another set of adventures goes looking for Brian and Lisa, and oh look, now they're missing. By October, this is all anyone's going to be talking about.
I mean, that's 6 months away. You could have 6 sets of people going missing.
Mysterious circumstances.
It's great marketing.
Mm.
And then in October, everyone
And
can
the-
come look for the missing folks.
Plenty of time to like sketch spooky things like wingdings on the wall or whatever these things allegedly are.
Wingdings?
I'm listening to the three
the
people whose
fog-
lives are not social media talk about social media.
On the,
Yeah,
the
I've
open
never.
mailbox, closed mailbox.
Hmm.
Okay.
Wingdings.
I installed TikTok, but I was on it for like 5 minutes. I uninstalled it. It was
TikTok
just
is what
a lot,
my grandfather clocked it.
yeah,
Oh
it was
my
just a lot
god,
of-
my head hurts.
it was just a lot of twerking videos. Is that what it is? That's all
No.
it was twerk.
Who's
So I
in
just
front
What is
of
a
the
twerk?
group?
I am moving to the front of the group now.
Midoriya, you walk up and you kind of try this door onto the stage level. It opens. It is currently closed, but you are able to open it.
Yeah.
As soon as you kind of pull it open, you get a rush of air, which
Like,
isn't like not like that's anything particularly different, other than the fact that what this indicates is that there is some sort of air circulation or air current in this building.
Mm-hmm.
So you immediately get that.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that you immediately see is that in both wings of the theater, there is ambient glow. There is some sort of light coming from somewhere in the backstage areas of the theater that is drifting into where you can see it. It's not on the stage. It's not on the stage level, but somewhere in some back hallway or back stairwell, there is light.
What color is the ambient light casting? If it is a kind of light that I can see like a source color from the light, not just the wall that it's blowing onto.
It is something in that sort of amber orange tonality. It is a warm light.
Okay.
And it does not what would this roll be? Give me a trying to think what do you have any sort of like, I'll say like science skill at all?
I
There
have.
is-
No, but she's got a kit.
She does have a kit.
You
I've
put
got-
it out to the professor.
I've got computer science. I've got microelectronics. I've got electrician craft.
This is wild, but bear with me.
Okay.
You've got electrician craft?
Yes.
Give me that.
Okay.
Roll me for that. That'll work.
Scared of my dice. This isn't a good place to be. Super fail, baby.
Okay.
Super fail.
That's fine. Nothing bad happens. You just don't get any more information off of it.
Yep. Nope. There's yellow light in
Yep.
the wings. Cool. Great. Good.
Yep.
Awesome.
I will give you this just because I think this is a human thing that you would be able to identify in general.
Mhm.
It does not seem like the lights back here could conceivably be on the same circuits as what brought up all of those running lights. This has to be from a different source. Just
Awesome.
because based on what we've established of your character, knowing how theaters work, you would know that you never link front of house systems to back of house systems. They're on two separate tracks. So
Yep. Yep. I've had to do tech before. Okay, sure. Yep.
so, yeah.
Cool.
yeah.
Great. Awesome. There's light back here, you guys.
Good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Well,
good.
I want to come take a look because
Yeah.
I mean, if there's light, then we don't have to turn it on.
and you said it's just sort of that yellowy orange ambient light.
It's a yellowy orange. What science skills do you have?
Biology, chemistry, and physics.
Give me a chemistry roll. This is a weird, fun niche thing that I wasn't expecting to get to use, but I might as well
Yeah.
take advantage of it.
That
Here
would
we
be
are.
It's a glow stick.
37 out of 50.
37 out of 50. You are able to identify that this light source is either incandescent or natural lighting. Like if this is artificial, it is incandescent, like it is old school filament light bulbs,
Yeah.
or this is like candlelight,
Okay.
firelight,
Oh,
something like
fuck.
that.
So
Mm.
yeah, I'm gonna point that out. This is like not the light bulbs we're used to these days. This is like old lights or maybe fire, like candles. But it doesn't.
Both of
does it
which
look
are
flickery?
horrifying possibilities in the back of a frickin' old theater. Okay, Jesus.
Yeah, I mean the incandescent bulbs get awfully hot.
So does fire, yeah.
Oh yes, fire is too.
So does fire. Valid point. Very well pointed, Maloney.
I think I would rather it not be fire.
Does it look to be like a steady light, or does it look flickery like it could be fire? A flame.
From the bit that you're seeing, like if it is, if you stare at it long enough, you can see a little bit of inconsistency. It is not like, oh, there's a raging bonfire that's about to consume this place levels of change.
Right.
So it could be as simple as like, oh, this is very old light bulbs,
Right, because they do that.
you know, or very old wiring that do a little bit of that, just
Mm.
like temperature change. I'll call it
Yeah.
temperature change as opposed to like flickering proper.
Okay.
It's not, you're not getting like the full cast of like, oh, like if you had a single candle and it was dancing in the wind and, you know,
Okay.
but there is a little bit of shift that you sense out of it if you stare at it long enough.
So we should go that way.
Yep.
But-
Put your head on a swivel, though.
Yeah.
Does one of the videos show this sort of light, or was it just all very dark for these people?
Most of the lighting in the videos is flashlight. There are a couple of the videos where some of these like wall sconce lights do seem to be on. The flashlights they've got like those like super powerful, crazy like mag light flashlights that are just
Mhm.
massive. So it kind of drowns out a lot of any ambient light that might have been in there. And again, and Midoriya can tell you this too, like this is a very stylistic choice where they are intentionally trying to like hit it with this like weird harsh lighting because it, you know, it's focused and it makes it creepier, right? But you can find a couple of videos where you do see some of these kind of sconce lights up in various points. Some of them are the ones that are in the auditorium, but some of them are some of the ones that seem to be in these kind of backstagey, like dressing room, office-y areas. And so
Well-
it's possible that that's what you're seeing.
If the book is in storage and the storage is back here,
Let's just try some shit.
Yep. Let's take a look.
The lights that you're seeing are on both the near side and the far side of the stage. Do you want to head for the lights on the side of the stage you're on? Do you want to cross the stage and go to the other side?
I'm going to look up in the fly system first before I think about walking under anything.
Okay. Give me a search
And
roll.
what is that again? What's the fly?
what are we looking up for?
I
Wait,
see
what's
you
a
looking
fly?
At the ceiling, and I look at the ceiling too because
Yeah. So, for anyone listening at home who isn't a
Fly!
theater nerd, the fly system. Yeah, the fly system is when you've got a theater and you bring like scenic elements in and out. You fly
Mhm.
them, so they're literally stored up in the ceiling. So if you have a blank stage, which is what you guys would sense that you currently have, it means that anything that was hung, lighting equipment, scenic elements, things like that, would be lifted up above you guys. So that is what Midoriya is looking for, is up into the fly system to see if there's anything up there.
When I see
Mhm.
Midoriya looking up, yeah, I'll also.
Yeah.
Okay,
what do we-
anybody who's
what's-
looking up can go ahead and roll me a search roll.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
What are we looking
For
for?
funsies, this is like the perception of D&D, and it's okay if you don't make it. You're still going to get information. It's just different information.
I got a 45 out of 50. Well,
Good
so
job!
I'm confused. My character sheet for search says search in parentheses 20%, and then my
Yes.
box to the right says 50%.
So
That's
what that
because-
means, what that means is that you have a base. Every human character in Delta
Okay.
Green has a base 20% in search, because that is just your human ability to look at things and process information.
Gotcha. Cool,
And then
so-
if your character build may have increased that, where you got to add to that.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Got a 38 out of 40.
38 out of 40. Great. That is also a success, and that is a tighter success. So you both look up. It's real dark. So Marshall and Midoriya, you see that there's stuff up there, but you can't really like make out what, like you see that there's stuff in the flies.
Mhm.
Maloney, you look up and you see that there's a lot of you're seeing a lot of like, flats and things where it's just, it's just big pieces of like, okay, that's like a backdrop, or that's like, oh, maybe like as like a carving of like a tree that comes in and out, whatever. Looks like just some pretty basic sort of stuff. Mac, you look up, you see all of that, and you also see for the briefest moment movement, like something passing in front of like a light that's up there. There's a little bit of this ambient lighting up there. You just see like that shadow like move ever so briefly.
So as they're all looking up, I'll be like, so if the other people are here, what do we do? Do we like say, excuse me? We're just here for a book. You guys saw that, right?
What?
No?
The tree?
You saw somebody up there?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck no. Nope. That's too phantom. Nope.
It's too,
It's too phantom. Nope.
they're setting up for a haunted house. All we gotta do is go in and ask them for the book.
I have
Yeah, but we're
not
not
bought
going
into
up
I have
there.
not bought into that
That's
theory
really
still.
high up.
Yeah, okay, so
would
if
they
somebody's
be-
up there, I don't want to walk where they could drop something on my head.
And
I'm gonna take one step back.
As you're all looking up, you're kind of moving away, you're discussing this. You all start to just ever so slightly hear the faintest sort of like some sort of weird speech or chanting somewhere off in the distance. And that's where we're going to take a 5-minute break.
Oh my god!
Please stick around, come back to see how much I can continue terrorizing these poor agents now that they're deep into this abandoned theater. But GM needs to use the restroom, so we're gonna take a nice. Yeah, no, Mac's fine. Mac has got this figured out. Just needs to find this book. But yes, we're just gonna take like a very short 5 minutes, and then we'll be right back to see who lives, who dies, who goes insane. Welcome back, everyone, to Meme of the Month. My name is Alondra, and I am your semi-benevolent handler this evening. We are playing Delta Green with a meme that if you choose to get spoilers, you can look at in the corner of our screen. But if you just want to find out what's going on, dive right back in. When we left our agents, they are on their second mission ever as a team, and they have been sent to an abandoned theater somewhere amidst the clunky box-like warehouses of some inexplicable area of Hollywood. They are currently in this abandoned theater. They have found some lighting. They have found a surprisingly good Wi-Fi. And right now they are standing on the edge of the stage, just out of sight of where the audience would sit, looking at some strange ambient lighting coming from somewhere in the back. And our most skeptical member of the team, Agent Mac, just saw a shadow moving somewhere up in the flights. Abandoned. Yes, abandoned theater. So this is where we resume with our agents as they are contemplating where to go next as they try to find this random mysterious book that they've been tasked with recovering and aren't entirely sure what's going on in this supposedly abandoned theater.
Well,
I'm not feeling awesome, gang. Not feeling awesome.
let's not go
Is
underneath.
it blood sugar?
where
Should you have
people-
had a taco? I'm sure I have lightsabers.
Do you not hear the chanting?
Well, yes, it's what makes the haunted house spooky. They have to test it.
It's not. It's.
Your powers of
You
forced
think that?
disbelief are
Well,
fantastic.
just one sec. You think they are testing, like doing a dry run in April?
Well, they
Like
have to
they've
see how the
got-
sound
they've-
carries.
You
Like-
think that they've already like brought in cast members?
Dude, we haven't even made
Well,
it
no,
to
this is
Passover
clearly
yet.
a
Come on.
recording, but they've got to have somebody listening to see how far it goes. It's fine from the stage.
I
Oh
don't. Shh.
Did you just yell
Why are
that?
you yelling?
Did you just yell that?
Yes.
Holy fuck. Well, I'm checking from the light source to see if like
We're
creepy chanter.
potentially breaking in here. Don't announce our presence.
Hmm.
All right, that's
What?
fair. That's fair.
Why did they give you the key and the phone?
Because I'm the practical one.
Are you?
I'm not going to go, oh, chanting and run
You're
away.
yelling. You're still yelling. Shh, I think we're all yelling now. I think we need to all chill. Just bring it down a little bit.
Like,
Okay. I don't think it's a haunted house. And it might be. But let's not act like it is though, just in case.
yeah,
Should
like,
we act like it's a very scary place?
I still
yeah, like,
Scary light.
oh my
I
god.
hear
You know, the cult concept is not that unlikely. And occults are problematic.
Yeah.
To say
I
the
mean,
least.
yeah.
Even if
Cults?
they're just full of shit and think they're onto something, they're still they're not right.
No, yeah.
You don't
They
want
don't
to
even
piss
like me,
these people
yeah.
off.
Okay.
Like,
So let's quietly creep.
So you're
And find
afraid
the
of
book.
people?
of
Yeah.
course.
People in a cult.
People are the worst.
People are, you know,
Quite
can be-
actually, the scariest things on the planet are people. Let's
or
be
sharks.
about
But I
it.
doubt there's gonna be sharks in here.
Valid.
Well, you never know.
Okay.
Well, if there's a shark, well, I think we'll be fine if there's a shark in here because there's no water. I can fight a shark on land, I think.
I can
So
fight a
now
shark
I'm
underwater.
worried about
I can fight a
chanting.
cult.
Is there,
I can fight a cult backstage. Are we going
DM, is there a wrench or anything heavy on the
Here,
floor?
have a screwdriver. I picked it up out front.
High or low?
Let's say hi.
All right.
Yeah, that's a good call.
You said hi?
Yeah.
You look around the abandoned detritus of the stage wing that you are in, and you see a toolbox.
Yes. Okay, cool.
And you flip that toolbox open, and yeah, there's a couple of wrenches. There's, again, a couple more screwdrivers. There's a full-on hammer.
Nice.
There's a full hex key set.
All right, nice.
Yeah.
I want
pretty-
something with heft and that fits in my hands. I'm gonna pick up kind of the heaviest thing in there.
Yeah, you can
Hammer's good to
you can either grab the hammer or you can
Yeah.
grab like the big boy wrench. Looks like one of those like big boy like lighting wrenches that you would
A
use.
spanner.
Getting that one. Pulling the wrench. All right, cool.
I'm just gonna actually dip into my dissection kit and get a blade out.
Yes.
Valid.
Go.
Valid.
I've got my gun.
Nice.
I
Okay.
somehow don't feel any safer.
True.
All right.
It's fine. It's fine.
So do we want to approach the light?
Yes. I will approach the light.
Oh,
Uh,
there they
The
go.
chanting's coming from the light, right? Or
The chanting is coming from somewhere beyond where you are. You're
Okay.
not sure if it's above, below, behind, but it is very muffled, but presumably it is somewhere within this building.
That's what surround sound is for.
Oh my god.
It's
Don't
a full experience.
I'm gonna ask for a
And we
transfer.
just go.
I'm saving up the biggest I told you so I've ever had in my entire life right now. I'm putting it in the bank. I'm getting interest on it. I'm so excited to use it and cash it out.
It's gonna have such
Cannot
good
wait.
ROI.
It's gonna have so much ROI. Oh my god, I'm gonna be able to retire off of this. I told you so. I cannot wait.
Yes.
Cannot wait.
Love it.
All right. Where are you headed?
Do they decide to follow me? I'm headed for the light.
Yeah, yes, I am following Mac.
Yeah.
Cool.
I
You
don't as much as I've bickered with Mac, I do not want Mac to die.
Aww, I love
Aw.
that for you.
That's really sweet.
You head toward the light on this side of the stage. As you kind of approach toward it, you see that what's happening. So you've got these wings, right? They're big wings, and there's a bunch of, again, just random detritus around that's kind of blocking it. But as you kind of like step forward and move around some of these bigger things, you are able to get further to the side of the offstage area, and you see that there is a back hallway and a stairwell that goes down that are lit. And from here, you can see that you can now see that there is a sconce on the wall that is sort of this flickering. You're going to say probably it is like an incandescent light bulb of some sort, but it's a little bit, either the wiring's a little bit shitty here or the bulb is a little bit old. So there is that like little bit of like
Well, because of the
flicker
rat.
temperature. Yeah, probably the rats. They've been getting at the wiring, and so things are a little bit shorting out. But yeah, you can see there's this back hallway that's lit that goes around and like wraps around behind the back of the stage, and then there is a stairwell that goes down that also has some of this sconce lighting.
Have we found any of the graffiti yet? The cave drawings? I mean, art?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not even gonna make you roll for this because you have so many of these reference points. As you kind of step in here and you can look around, yeah, you start to see it. It's on the walls, it's on the floor. Some of it's drawn in chalk. And some of it is smeared in something that's more of a fluid, like maybe a paint or something like that on the walls. And you're seeing some of it is some sort of like semi-alphabetical something. You recognize some of the characters. They look similar to the standard English alphabet that we use. Some of them don't. Some of them have just those weird like diacritical marks
I
over
do
them.
speak 3 languages.
Which
Well,
languages
4
do you
if you
speak?
count English, French, German, and Japanese.
French, German, Japanese. Some of the diacritical marks are reminiscent of German, like an umlaut, things like that.
Yep.
You're not piecing together like words specifically. There's not really like words. You're just seeing like characters.
Well, yeah,
And
that's what they would do
symbols,
in any given, spooky environment.
Well, yeah, no, you can't use actual words because that might give away the game, obviously.
Right? Yeah.
So, But yeah, no, you are starting to notice these. The ones that are nearer to you as you like progress forward, like on the surface of the stage, look like they're more like chalk. And then as you get further in, you start to see things that look like they were made with maybe paint or some other fluid marking agent.
Is there a big arrow towards the stairs that says, like adventure this way?
Not particularly.
They probably haven't put the signage up yet. That would be foolish.
It is only April.
Only April.
I want to look at some of the markings that the internet claimed were made of blood.
Sure.
And I feel like maybe a biology roll would be...
Yeah, I would absolutely let you make a biology roll.
Yeah, that would be 42 out of 80 or 70. Sorry.
Fuck yeah! You you go up to some of this like kind of darker smeared stuff on the wall and you look and you it doesn't take you too long. You don't even have to like fully like scrape a sample, although you can if you want, but you're just like, oh yeah, no, that's blood. That is dried blood. That is dried blood from multiple different times of drying because you've got like 3 or 4 kind of symbols in this area. This one's real fucking old. That one's pretty fresh.
All right, I am going to pass on this information that yeah, the internet was right. This is blood. This is very much blood.
Butchers have blood all the time.
This is new blood.
Oh fuck.
Okay. Do you remember how in, I don't know, that movie that everybody was so crazy about with the short people and the wizards and the, I don't know, I didn't watch it.
The Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, are you talking about 1941 Oscar nominee Wizard of Oz?
No. The one in New Zealand.
The Hobbit? The Fellowship of the Ring?
The Lord of the Rings?
Right, because they planted the houses years before they started filming. So that they would look lived in. So clearly they are just marking up the walls with animal
real blood
beforehand. I mean, it's got to have that authentic feel to it, and it has to have that worn, aged look. So they've started early.
Wow.
I can't believe that I would be the one to point this out to you, but OSHA is a thing.
What is?
There's
OSHA.
laws. There's health code violations and stuff.
Yeah, for real.
Not if it's an independent art exhibit.
I think still.
Oh my God, Danny, I'm so sorry.
Oh, I can't.
This might be being preemptive, but I feel like at this point I am morally required to have you all make a sanity roll.
Okay.
As you realize that the blood, if it is real blood, is either violating some massive OSHA ordinances or just at a baseline implies that somebody thought it was okay to use actual blood of some sort in a haunted house. Yeah, that's gonna be a sanity roll for everyone.
I rolled a 52. Do I have a stat to compare that against? Oh, I see it. Oh no,
Yep.
I don't.
It should be your sanity points, which should be the equivalent of your willpower times 5.
Okay.
I met my number exactly.
You process this information and go, that's not great, but you do not lose any sanity over it.
Thank you, Jeebus. Okay.
It would be,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
My target number was 45.
Uh-huh. What'd you roll?
96 is a little higher.
You hear them all point out to you the thing about OSHA and health codes. And
OSHA's what did it!
Something deep inside of you hurts. Let's see what everybody else's results are, and then I'll tell you how much you lost.
I got a 52. I rolled a 52 and I have a 65.
52 out of 65, so you make it. You again are like, this is not great, and you just kind of like take a deep swallow and are like, okay, great. This is now information that I have to live with. How do you do, Marshall?
35 out of 52.
35. Similar, where you're just like, I don't like that. I don't like that information. I don't like having to deal with this. So, Marshall and Maloney, you are going to each take 1 point of sanity loss. Midoriya, because you met your target, you are not going to take any sanity loss, but you are going to be highly disturbed by this information. And Agent Mac, you are going to take 4 points of sanity loss as a little piece of your world cracks. So over in your character sheet, it should have your maximum and your current. Subtract 4 from your current. And you may have something that says breaking point underneath. Just let me know if at any point your current number meets or goes lower than your breaking point number.
Sure.
Because that's when my fun happened.
Oh no. We're gonna have to fish the keys out of her shirt.
Yeah, no, I did. I do just want to say and point out that I did not expect to be rolling OSHA checks in this game, but I am delighted that someone other than me brought it up, because that's a true delight and a running joke in all of my theater circles.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
-4.
All right. So you're all standing here. Yes. Go ahead.
I was just going to say in character, can we all now please get on the same page? The biologist has confirmed this is real blood. Can we please just get on the same page that this is not a haunted house? Because that's going to put us all in danger if any of us or one of us is thinking that this is a haunted house going forward. So
Well, I mean, it's certainly not an OSHA approved haunted house.
Oh my god.
But sure.
At least there's some law breaking going on.
Definitely.
Okay.
So we should continue so that we can find the malfeasers.
Yes.
We are not armed to handle malfeasers.
We have 2 sets of handcuffs.
We need to treat this like
I do roller derby.
we need a roll. We need to run this like it's a roguelike. We need to get in, get the thing, get out.
Marsha, why aren't your handcuffs here?
Because her handcuffs are not from her job.
Oh, they're fun handcuffs. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have 1 set of handcuffs.
Everybody roll to find out if your handcuffs are toys. Man, this isn't even my dirty game. Sorry, y'all. Well, here we go. Where would you like to proceed to from here? They've broken everyone.
I mean, we should get the book before we call the authorities.
Yeah, we need to get that out.
We need to stealth it and stealth it hard.
Yeah.
Would you like to go sneaking?
I am wearing a yellow taxi jacket.
But sneakers, isn't that what sneaking requires?
Oh my god. Does Mac actually have a point?
I think that might be how they named those.
I think that's
never
actually how
pieced
they
those
named
2
it.
together.
Damn it. All right.
Broken Danny.
Danny's out. Danny's out of this one. She's gonna sit the rest of this game out.
I think you guys might have broken the game entirely. So
God
good job. Congratulations, you've won Delta Green.
Yay!
Oh my god.
Yeah, I do think we need to sneak and find the person, not the audio recording, the people doing the chanting.
Well, I mean, who knows?
Which I do want to clarify, the chanting has not stopped this entire time. It's very muffled, but it is definitely still going.
Well, thank God they can't hear us.
People couldn't do that, obviously, to record.
If they're, have you ever been in a cult? I haven't.
You ever been in a church?
No.
Chanting. You can do that. It's a physical skill. It's like singing, but talkier. We need to go downstairs. Jesus.
All right. You essentially, from where you are currently, have two options. You can go into the backstage hallway that runs behind the stage, or you can go down the stairs and see what is below the stage. Both of these are perfectly viable options. You
Mhm.
cannot tell from which direction the chanting is coming.
Okay.
Does the staircase have all required treads and banisters?
It does have a handrail, and there are like those like kind of safety strips, but something about the stairs looks like they're like the tread length and height looks funky, so it is probably not up to current code. It might have been to a code at some point. Yes, this is a call out specifically to the current theater in San Francisco, where we have the required safety elements, but they're not from the required book of the current OSHA standards.
Shots
and
fired.
I have,
Oh, snap. Oh, no. Switching beverages now.
Look, no one's
Oh, no.
watching this stream. I can call them out. They're not up to code. Screw you, historical record appropriation. Anyway,
God.
there are stairs. You can take them. You probably won't die tripping on them, but you will want to hold that handrail. The hallway that leads to the backstage just looks like the hallway.
Should
At least from where you're at, it's a hallway.
should we clear this level before we go downstairs?
Or, here's what I've been thinking. Some of you go check the hallway.
No.
Sorry.
Wait,
No.
are you talking about splitting up?
I think that Mac just suggested splitting the party.
I vote no. I vote no.
No.
I vote no.
Any-
Not happening. No.
Okay, that's 3-1, Mac. I'm sorry. This party is a democracy as of.
I mean,
30
it would have been
seconds
more
ago.
efficient, but okay if you all want to like crowd on the stairway.
It's
Well,
got a handrail.
should we look on this level first before we go to a new level? Because if it's up here, then we can find it and we can leave.
I'm with the doc.
Okay,
Yeah, let's take the hallway.
we'll go in search of the book.
I swear to God, I thought you just said I'm with the duck, and I was just so confused who the fuck the duck
brought a
was.
duck?
I'm like, who brought a
Wait,
duck?
You
What
don't have
did I
handcuffs,
miss?
But you have a duck.
Can we canonically change your code name to McQuack so then we can say Doc
No.
McQuack?
I'd
that would
rather
be great.
not.
All right.
You
It's already in the character sheet.
You can call each other whatever you want. I will say that I'm pretty sure there is something called a Marshall's wildfowl. I might be misremembering that though.
Yo, I
Oh.
love it.
And
With
I'm not going to
Bill
Google it right
Bill.
now, but I do want it to be canonically recorded that the most logical party member suggested splitting the party, and the Chaos Gremlins said no, which is why our lovely M Cell now finds themselves proceeding into the backstage hallway. You see this sort of doorway. It's illuminated with these wall sconces. You step forward and kind of it's like the immediate dead end, but that has a clear left turn from where you are, because again, you're coming from the right side of the theater. So you come up and you all kind of like Scooby-Doo peek around this corner.
Mm-hmm.
And you see a long hallway that runs the length of the backstage. You can see that there is clearly like another wall with another sconce that has an exit that would be, again, from your perspective, another left turn. So that would clearly be the opposite side of the stage doing the same thing of like, there's a crossover back here. And on the left-hand wall, you see a bunch of sort of doors, areas that are clearly something that could be opened up to allow for like stage access. You could use these as sort of pass-throughs to be able to do crossovers and entrances into the stage. Probably on stage, you didn't really investigate this, but there's probably some sort of curtain or something that blocks light from coming in so that you can make these entrances. And then on what would be your left-hand side as you turn down this hallway, there are several doors leading to, you know, presumably things like restrooms, dressing rooms, possibly offices. Kind of just depends on how this thing was laid out when it was built in 1802.
Okay.
You do still hear that faint chanting. It hasn't really changed in quality or tempo. It's just kind of ringing in the back of your brains.
So it hasn't gotten quieter, louder, anything.
Correct.
So if this were a video game, my fear is that the book is with the cult, with the creepy ass chanters.
Oh, of course.
I mean,
In an
that would-
ideal world, they would be doing all their chanting shit without the sacred book, because I'm assuming that's what this is, if we're stealing it and Indiana Jonesing it away. In an ideal world, it would be like in the manager's office or something, you know, kept
In the
safe.
safe where
Right, but it was clearly
special
just out
things
in the
are.
middle of a room.
yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, we need to find the room in the video.
And honestly, any of these rooms along the side could probably have been changed into storage while they were renovating or whatever.
Also fair.
So I feel like we need to just open the doors,
Okay.
take a look. And hey, we've got the screenshot. We've got it printed out. We know what we're looking for. So it's a real quick open, nope, close. We can go fast.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
what if we all take a door and we open them all at once and we
no.
close them all at once?
Again, let's just stick together. Because what if there is something
So
inside?
inefficient.
Yeah, but if there's something inside that needs to be shot, I don't want to be opening a door by myself and have the guy with the gun way down there.
Yeah, that's like straight up from the movie Clue. I don't need that. We're good.
How did you get to be a federal agent without basic self-defense?
Oh my god.
Because we're not really federal agents. We're,
I mean, I am.
well,
I'm a freelancer. What's
I
up?
mean, I am.
I'm a scientist, man. I
I
can
do
Why are
only
you
have
here
6
looking for a book?
I've only got
I
6
don't
bullets, by
know.
the way.
Yeah, let's do one door at a time.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my hand on the doorknob that's closest to us.
You walk up to the first door.
Yeah.
You open the door.
I turn the handle real slow,
You look inside.
real gentle like.
It's a very dark, very empty coral dressing room. Bunch of mirrors, bunch of lights that probably turn on a light switch, bunch of counters. There's some stuff sitting on the counters. You can kind of see in the ambient glow from the hallway light. Looks like, Kleenex boxes, maybe some
Okay.
old makeup, something like
Okay.
that. Like,
Mhm, mhm.
know,
Somebody's
just-
been Nike it. Got it. Cool. Cool.
yeah,
cool,
basically.
Cool. All right. Okay. This ain't it. Thank God. Now close it again and let it turn the doorknob instead of just letting it go, because I'm trying to be real quiet.
No.
Oh, yeah.
We
Door number
just gotta-
2.
yeah, we just got to do that a couple more times.
Okay. Here we go. Here we
You
go.
Okay.
Here
got it. You got it.
we go. Here we go. Here we go.
I
Okay.
believe in you.
Go to door number 2.
Door number 2.
And I turn it real gentle
Real gentle.
and push the door open.
You push the door open and you peek inside, and this is some sort of office. There's a couple
I've
of
never been more
chairs.
happy to see an office in my life.
There's what probably are maybe like file cabinets. There's some like weird stuff. Like there's like a typewriter and also a very old computer, like first gen of anything home computer in
Ooh.
this office.
Is that
Again,
an
dark,
actual typewriter?
real dusty.
Nice. Well, this is an office.
Okay.
Do you reckon we should check the office or?
Nope, because, and I hold up the picture, this does not look like an office.
Valid.
This
Okay.
is what we're looking for.
All right. So I will pull the door closed real quiet like and gently release the doorknob.
You progress down the hallway. You're now about halfway down the length of the hallway.
All
And
right.
the next door you come to is actually a set of double doors.
Oh no, I don't like double doors.
Oh, God,
there's-
there's twice as many
there's-
doors.
There's the handle on one side. The other side does not have a handle, but you can see like, oh, this is like I can open the one and then from it open both.
I'm not looking for like some kind of dramatic Aragorn entrance. Okay, here we go. Turn it. This
Turn
one I'm
it.
a little bit more scared. I'm just gonna kind of like, boom.
Are you gonna hit both doors, or you're just gonna open the one with the handle?
I'm gonna push both.
Okay.
I'm more scared about somebody hiding behind this door.
Fair.
So I'm gonna
Turn it. You push both. The one with the handle easily swings open. The one that does not have a handle, you get the like against of like pins
Yep.
holding it shut.
Mm-hmm.
And as the door swings open, you look in and you see a scene shop, essentially. Like the back end of like a loading deck scene shop area. There is a bunch of shit in here. As from what you can tell from the little ambient light that swings in behind you. You see like big piles of something covered in fabric. You see like big stuff. You see on the floor right at your feet some more of these chalk marks with these symbols and things.
Mm-hmm.
And as you kind of glance up, you see that there is a little bit of ambient light coming from some sort of, again, running lights, something that is kind of up above. And you see things hanging.
What kind of
from the
things?
ceiling. Go ahead and give me a search roll.
I'm so scared of those. I do real bad.
I know, I'm sorry.
It happens. Oh no.
Did you remember what color is which?
Yes, I did.
Katie,
That doesn't.
okay.
It doesn't save me. Not at all, because I didn't fuck around with my base search score. So
Fine.
a 79 is much larger than a 20.
Correct. Right, like honestly, you're so worried about what could be hanging up there that you just kind of immediately panic and you just kind of see that there are things hanging and just go, oh no, and your brain does not really process any of the shapes or anything.
I kind of pull out kind of immediately. I'm like,
Back into Mac.
there's stuff hanging from the ceiling.
Right. Was there a book on the floor?
It was a theater.
I was a little freaked out about blood on walls. So when I saw shapes swinging, I closed the door again.
So that's a no on the book?
I don't fucking know.
Were they people shaped?
I don't know.
Okay, well we're gonna have to look. We're gonna have to look again.
Oh my God. Okay.
Here, I'll look. Mac, you want to look with me? You want to take one and we'll push the doors open same time?
Oh, that door's locked.
I'm gonna
So just the one door.
Protect Midoriya here from
Okay.
the spooky flypaper.
The spooky
I'm gonna-
fly paper.
What else would be hanging from the ceiling?
Oh my God, is your house from 1952?
Oh, like the stuff that makes flies stick to it?
Yeah.
They still use
Maybe.
it. I got it hanging in the lab. It collects the fruit flies. It's fine.
Did it look like flypaper?
No.
Oh, okay.
It looked like things.
Okay.
I mean, flypaper is a
Well,
Dang.
thank you for clarifying.
Three-dimensional things.
Things.
I mean, to be fair,
Okay.
flypaper does have multiple dimensions, but
Yeah, I was just gonna drop it.
I'm
though. I was
very
just gonna
much looking
drop it,
forward
just-
to your report, young Midoriya.
I don't think
If
I'm gonna
there
be as
were
sneaky.
things, so we fled.
You're just gonna open the door?
Yeah, I'm just gonna open the door since it's already been opened once. I mean,
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you pop the door open. It's dark. You see a bunch of shapes of, theatrical accoutrements such as you have seen elsewhere. There's in the ambient light of the hallway, you can definitely see some of these like chalk marks and things on the floor. And then you can also in the ambient light see shapes hanging from the ceiling.
I'm gonna shine my flashlight over it.
You shine your flashlight over it.
Oh God, why would you say it like that?
why
I
would
didn't
you
like
do
that
that?
at all.
Maloney, I need you to roll me a sanity check.
No, I rolled so good on the last one. There's no way.
And there's no help action here.
No.
I rolled a 38. I think that is my sanity is not my sanity. The thing times 5, power times 5 is a lot higher than 38. So
Okay.
I think I'm good.
Yeah, because your base sanity would be equivalent to your willpower times 5. So yeah, as long as you're higher than 38, yeah, you look up. Let me roll this real quick so that I know. Cool, great. Yeah, you shine your flashlight up into the ceiling and you see some of the things you would expect to see. Some curtains, soft good, black duvetine curtains. You see some painted scenic elements, and then you also see a desiccated human arm,
Fucking
like
hell.
hung on a hook, like from where like the elbow would have been, just kind of dangling. And as you continue shining across, you see a hand and another arm and another hand, all in varying stages of decomposition. Some look almost mummified. That's how old they are. Some look incredibly fresh. Still a little pink. One of them even looks like it might still have a little trickle of dried blood on it from where it was severed from its previous owner. You will only lose, shockingly, 1 point of sanity as you witness this.
You know what? Your sanity amount is not a lot higher than your breaking point amount.
It's not.
To be honest.
That is correct.
Marshall?
Yeah.
You got any more of the blood test you could do to make sure that there's
what am I
like
looking at?
arms?
What?
Arms. Surely like fake theater arms.
Oh,
I'm hoping.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, let's take a look.
Marshall, you're going to step in and take a look at... yeah, you look into the beam. Please go ahead and roll me that sanity check.
You know what? It honestly, it does not smell that great in there.
No, it doesn't. It smells like death, honestly. There's
I
no
don't
really
know.
other good word for it.
I don't know how they would get the smell. All right.
That would be 55 of 51.
55-51 is a critical fail.
Fuck. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wait, why is that a critical fail?
Because that is a double. So doubles are criticals, and if you were under, so since her sanity's at 51, if she had rolled a 44, that would have been a critical success. But at a 55, because that is higher, that
I
is
didn't know that.
critical
Jeez.
fail.
This game is so scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we haven't even seen any monsters or anything. It's just like the rules are scary.
Like you guys haven't even run into anything scary until now. And
Well,
like,
now,
almost-
yeah, severed arms.
uh-huh.
Yeah, now this is.
Marshall, you are going to lose 6 points of sanity
Okay.
as you look up, and as a biologist, as someone who studies this stuff regularly, you look up and your brain starts immediately calculating, and you go, that's like fully preserved. That's like mummified level human. That's probably from like less than 2 weeks ago. That one's older. That one's in full decomp. That one is molding. Those are like their hands, their arms. Everything is hands and arms. Some are fully severed from like just above the elbow joint. Some are just below. Some are hands by themselves. Some seem to be the arms that maybe the hands would match up to the arms. There's a part of your brain that starts trying to do the calculus on like, does the number match? But then there's another part of your brain that just immediately starts shutting down, going, you can't handle this. You don't want to know this. You don't want these answers.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Okay. Well, yeah, those are real. Yeah, this isn't animal arms. This is people arms.
But no book.
Mac,
not in
there's.
any of the hands.
This is. I think this is. It feels bigger than the book now.
But our
This is-
job is book, not body parts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we should make a note of this.
I'm going to pull out my phone and I'm just kind of like, I turn the camera so that it's not facing me, it's facing down, and then I flip it over and I just kind of hold it into the room
So like selfie mode and just start taking
And just-
photos away from you.
and just take photos away from me so that I don't have to look at it. And I'm just going to look at the floor where like
Okay.
the fucking chalk is. And so if this is a horrible sacrifice room because I live on the internet and it's a terrible dark place and the occult is fucking everywhere, then maybe this is also a room where a book is.
Fair enough. Midoriya, remind me, do you speak any languages other than English and computer code?
I mean, just Japanese with my friends on chat. But...
Gotcha. Okay. No, that's fine. Just double checking.
Okay.
Sorry, based on that description, can I
can I type the letters that I see into Google Translate since I got Wi-Fi up in here?
Sure. Actually, that's fair. Yeah, if you want to, I will say
Image search.
Yeah, if you want to try to like kind of image search, reverse translate these, I will let you like take a photo and upload it and try to like
I've got
do
that
a search.
I've got that Google app where you can put it over it, and then if it can read the letters, it'll actually like put the translation on the screen, which is
go ahead. What is your computer science?
My computer science is 60.
Cool. Go ahead and roll me a computer science and add 10%. So that's you're rolling it under a 70.
Okay. 57 plus 10.
Yep. Nope.
67.
So 57. So you rolled a 57, but you're rolling it under a 70, so you definitely make it.
Okay.
Yeah, you take a photo of some of these letters and you kind of run it. Nothing comes up as words, but with a little bit of like puttering around and like looking and trying to figure out like what any of these means. Some of the letters with the diacritical marks kind of show up, and you are able to identify that like these are characters used in Scandinavian alphabets.
Shit balls. This is some PewDiePie shit. All right. Fine. Okay. This is Nordic.
Mm-hmm.
Scandinavia. It's like Finland. Maybe Sweden. Okay.
So
okay.
Swedish.
Oh
culture.
my fucking God. I'm sorry. That's Katie. That's not Midoriya.
No, that was the moment when the players remembered.
Tanya was all about
and
it.
got very upset.
Yep.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah.
Swedish culture.
Oh no. We
That's
don't
what
want to
they're
stay in
looking
this room. Katie doesn't want to stay in this room. We don't need to stay in this room. Oh my God.
But we need the book.
Fuck.
We need the book.
Oh
Did
no.
the video show the book in this room?
The video didn't have hands. I would have
Well,
noticed
they
that,
weren't-
right?
I didn't see them shooting at the ceiling. It was a shot of the floor, and then they got chased really quick. I don't know.
You do remember that there was a video in the sequence that showed weird things hanging from above, but it was very unclear. Like it was one of those ones where it's like it was very shaky cam, so nothing ever really focused.
As if someone had turned the phone upside down and
as if someone started shooting and then realized they didn't want to be looking at what they were looking at and then very quickly bailed out of it. It was a very short video in the sequence. It could have been in here.
But this is not where the book was. That was a different video.
Hard to tell. The book was toward the floor of one of the areas that had all of the weird markings on it.
Does it look like the markings on the floor go further into the room?
Yes. If you kind of between the flashlight beam and your kind of camera scans and everything, yeah, it looks like they go in, and it looks like at the edge of the doorway they start in chalk, and as they move further in, it moves to something that's maybe more like marker or Sharpie. And then as it gets deeper in, it's what you're going to assume based on previous rolls and experience is probably blood.
So for the record, I think the gun should be near the front.
Also, he has the flashlight. And maybe
Also,
don't put it
you
up.
have the flashlight.
Put it on the floor.
Put my flashlight on the floor?
Like
Put the gun on the floor?
light. No.
Okay.
Just shine the light.
There are hands.
On the gun.
There are hands and there are arms, and I don't want to look at them. I want you to put the flashlight beam towards the floor so I'm not looking at the hands anymore, please.
I mean, we need to.
But you could look at the floor.
Yes.
And we're going to walk
and put the light
in.
there so we can see what we're looking at.
We're gonna walk in real careful, Maloney, and we're gonna kind of, we're gonna have to like first-person shooter this, like just walk straight forward. Somebody watch somebody else's six. Just like, this is nuts. This is fucking nuts.
I'm gonna take my polo and pull it up over my nose. Just here. Wait. Hey. Will you want one of you want the flashlight, and I'll.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
And I pointed at the floor.
Architect's flashlight points at the floor. You now very clearly see this progression of these like weird symbols. And as it gets deeper in, you do start to see that there is some sort of pattern. It starts out as just these random like letters and symbols. And then they start to have more of a like structure. And then as you kind of shine it deeper in, you see the blood circle.
is there a
It
book
creates
in
like
it?
a circle, and there's sort of like similar like shapes and outlines.
This is a fucking summoning circle.
Can you use your magic Google foo and
It's not magic.
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
might as well be. It's
Yeah.
Google. It just
So
do
if I'm
thing.
if I'm putting my face down looking at this, I would like somebody to make sure that I don't get clocked in the back of the head and
Yep,
end up
yep,
hanging like.
I am right behind you.
I'm just gonna like start scanning the circle.
Yeah, you start scanning the circle, and you see as you get closer to the circle, like there are now letters and symbols, and your Google Translate app is starting to pop up phrases here and there.
What might those phrases be?
You see one that says get things started. You see one that says light the lights. You see one that says God, I've broken
How am I
everyone.
scared
We've only
and also
just
amused? Damn it.
Yeah, no, you see phrases about you see the word music, you see the word theme.
Mm-hmm.
It's not fully coherent. There's stuff
Mhm.
that's not registering, but yeah, you start to get these pieces as you progress forward.
Okay.
Marshall, you have the flashlight. You're keeping it on the floor
Yep.
area. Yep, you're
Yep.
keeping the sweeping floor area. Yeah, cool. Yeah, you start sweeping across, and as you kind of sweep across, your eye catches this area of like soft goods, like this like just pile of kind of soft goods over in the corner, and just like barely visible from the angle that you're at, you catch the edge and you look and you see something that might be a book. It's on the opposite side of the circle from where you guys are.
Book.
No one
Where?
walk inside the circle.
No.
Well,
Do
It's
not
a circle.
break a circle.
It's just a circle.
There are 25 seasons of multiple shows that tell us breaking a circle is bad.
I don't watch TV.
Oh my.
Where's the book?
That explains so much.
Nope.
That explains so much, Mac.
The book is on the far side of the circle, like almost directly straight line across from you guys.
Don't say
On the
straight
other
line.
side of the
You
circle.
know what Mac's gonna do when you say straight
No,
line.
no.
My question is, Mac was kind of at the back of the group. Is Mac
I
moving
was watching
forward?
her back.
Okay, yeah. So you're still kind of at the back of the group. Mac, give me an
God.
alertness roll.
I'm so scared.
Alert. Oh, mm.
Yeah.
So
I am as
fucking
alert
pissed.
as any average human could possibly be.
Amazing.
Which means 20?
20%.
That does mean that. And I'm guessing that a 75 is more.
That is how math works.
The
I
75 is bigger than 20, yes.
It is.
So, yeah.
It is.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you're at the back, and what you notice is that Marshall seems to have found where the book might be, and it is directly across from you over in this pile of soft goods.
But they're all just staring at it and they're not going to get it.
No, everyone's just kind of standing there panicking. There's a
Right.
little bit of hyperventilating going on.
yes.
So I'm going to tap Midoriya on the shoulder and say, I'll get it.
Would you
And
mind just
begin-
walking around
and-
the circle?
To take the most direct route.
Fucking hell. Fucking hell.
She's very practical. She's wearing
Yeah.
practical shoes. She has a practical uniform. She
It's the
has shoes
shoes.
in her bra because she is a practical person.
I love it so much. Yeah, you start like directly cutting across this circle. I'm gonna need you to make a power roll.
Yeah, of course.
Roll?
Power.
But that's the same as sanity.
So you'll know. So you've got your power. So there should be your base score, and then there's your times 5 up in your stats.
Yes.
Oh
so
my
you're
God.
rolling against whatever your times 5 is. So,
I just
Okay.
realized that the sheet tells you what the times 5 is, and when you
Uh-huh.
told me to do that, I
Math.
had to do the math and find it out, and it's right there on the sheet.
I love and support you all. This is brand new to everybody. That's why we're making this roleplay. What'd you get? How'd you do?
09.
Oh.
Fuck yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You
God.
start to walk across the circle, and you get to essentially the midpoint. You're like just off. It's not fully 100% a straight line. Like it's slightly to the edge. But you get to like the central area of the circle. And as you reach that, you sort of like pause for a moment, kind of involuntarily. And you just hear this almost like kind of like slight bit of like kind of music boxy sound in the back of your head, and you just hear this like slight voice almost for a moment that just goes, "Hey ho, mortals are not supposed to witness this. Are you sure you wish to do this?
No.
But then again, if you're this far, maybe you understand what we're about. Please continue." And whatever that hesitation was that caused you to stop, you, if you choose to, are able to just shrug it off and continue forward.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta get the book.
You are still going to lose 1 point of sanity regardless because you
sure.
just heard a voice
Sure,
in your
sure.
head.
So it's just Mac that. Okay, so it's just Mac that
Yeah.
does that.
What you all see is Max starts to move. She gets to the center of the circle. She like pauses for a moment
I'm like, fucking shit.
and then keeps going.
Okay.
Maloney, I swear to God, if Mac gets possessed, you have to shoot her.
I don't.
That's dark.
Is possession like
Nine
a
tenths of the
thing
law,
that can
just shoot her.
happen now?
I'm just saying, if they start spewing like black ichor out of orifices, nah, we burn this shit down. The whole building comes down.
That's not something that
Falls
can
over her
happen, though,
shoulder.
right?
This is why I don't watch TV.
Mac,
Mac,
get
you
to
should
the other
watch
side of the
TV.
circle.
I'm gonna what?
I believe you were told that you should watch TV. You
Yeah.
hear that as you
Yeah.
get to the opposite end of the circle, you get over to these soft goods, and yeah, there is in fact a big old book sitting here. It's one of these kind of just. It's a pretty standard looking book. It's got kind of a canvas cover. It's very old timey binding.
To like a dictionary or
You look at it and it says concept art on the front, like in gilded stamped letters. On the side, it has a weird garbled combination of like numbers and letters and symbols that you don't really recognize or understand. It might be like some sort of like library code or something.
could be the Dewey Decimal System. I
Yeah.
mean,
As far as you know.
I use libraries.
Yeah, it's just sitting here. You see more of these like symbols and letters and things sketched on the floor. You're not 100% sure that this is the exact angle from that original video that you saw, but it looks like it could have been.
I mean, it's a book. There's stuff on the floor. I'll bring it back to them.
You just gonna cut straight back across?
Oh my god.
Sure.
Cool.
Works first time.
Yeah, go ahead. I want you to give me another alertness roll. But this time it's gonna be at plus 20. So if your alertness is like an 80, you said?
20.
Your alertness is 20, so you're rolling under a 40 then.
Cool. That's way more likely than me getting a 0 anything anymore.
I mean, who knows? Dice are fickle.
17.
Nice.
17.
Yeah.
I think it said 70.
No, 17.
Yeah, no, 17, yeah. So you start across the circle, you've got this book in your hand, you see your mildly terrified party with you, and illuminated by the light of the doorway that you open from the light of the hallway, you see a fairly short, hooded figure just kind of standing there. Like, has Max seen the original Star Wars trilogy?
No.
Are you fucking serious? Hold up.
They
I'm
don't
sorry.
watch TV.
Max doesn't
That's
watch
a
TV,
movie.
doesn't watch movies. If it's fiction, she has no patience for it. She
This
does,
would have
like,
come
in
out when
nature,
Mac was
she
like
just-
a youngin'. Surely.
Well, then I can't even make the appropriate reference I was going to make for what it kind
I
of
mean,
looks
I'm
like.
sure
You
it
just
looks like a Jawa, but it
yes,
does not.
yes. For anybody
You're
listening
back.
at home who has seen it, this would be the equivalent of looking like the backlit of a Jawa. But
I know exactly what you're describing. This is a tiny Sith Lord.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
a small hooded figure. But what Max sees is just a fairly short, like 3 foot or less tall hooded figure, just kind of standing in the doorway behind all of your party mates, who are looking at you with mild terror.
Okay.
Are you okay, Mac?
I'm going to pause.
Why are you stopping? Bring
You
us a
got
book.
it. You're almost here.
Book.
Just come here and tell us.
Do we need to roll an alertness to pick up on this? Or
I'm gonna say you fully see this, and you've got kind of the flashlight shown down, so I'm gonna say you can kind of catch enough of gesturing. You're gonna turn around and
Yep.
shine.
yep.
Right, so you're
You-
taking the light off of me, leaving me in the dark in the center of the summoning circle.
Yes.
Yep.
Correct.
Yes.
You
Look at a creepy
pointed.
Jawa. Okay, cool.
You pointed.
I did point. You're right.
You whirl around with this flashlight, and you see this short, like what you see is like a dark robed figure that has like it's clearly adjusted where you can't really see who is inside of it, but you do see this like very short, like hooded, robed figure standing in the doorway, seemingly watching you.
Guys,
That's the guy from before. She's walking out of the circle.
the what from before?
What-
Hello?
I turn real slowly,
I've got my gun raised at it.
like pulling my wrench out of the inside of my jacket, full on speed.
Oh, I don't think you're gonna want to do that.
No, I definitely don't want to either, for sure. Just holding it. Just holding it.
Hey-ho. Welcome.
Little wrench.
Have you come for the show?
No, thank you.
Told you it was a show.
Well, you have
What
the
show?
book.
What
Ah.
show?
Okay. So you have the book.
Mhm.
Is that all you came for?
And kids, if there's any kids. You're not a kid, are you?
No. Unfortunately, nobody else is here.
Okay, then we'll just
Just
take the book
you.
and go. Thank you.
Well, we did hear more people.
Do you wish to join? The ritual?
No, thank you.
I would like to
And-
specifically mention that I do not want to be, and I point at the body parts, I do not want to be part of a ritual. If that is what you are asking. I
Well-
don't want that. I don't want that.
Well, lucky for you, we have all of the blood we need to complete the ceremony. So if you would like to witness it, you are welcome. But otherwise, maybe you should go.
Do we need to stop? Like,
No.
is this a bad guy?
Yes.
Are we supposed to
Quick
arrest
question.
them?
What are we doing with all of the blood for the ritual?
Completing the summoning, of course.
Right.
Right,
I
the
remember.
summoning.
Who are we summoning?
We are summoning the Great Ones. Do you not wish to summon the Great Ones?
The great
I have-
ones.
I have nothing against the Great Ones. I
They
just
sound
have
great.
never considered it.
Can I ask which great ones? Are we talking
All
like
of them.
the Beatles or
Oh, that would be ideal. No, the Great Ones are the best guests we'll ever have in the show. You've seen the show, of course.
Oh,
I don't.
this show. This one.
Yeah.
This place is closed, so no.
Oh, that's disappointing. You'll have to come back when we restart. It's going to be great.
There may have been like some VOM videos from like, you know, the 80s that were on YouTube. I think that I saw one. It looked pretty cool.
Oh, it's the best show on earth. You're
Oh,
going to come
cool.
back, right? Once we
Mm.
reopen?
Totally.
I don't
Like-
know. I'm not much of a theater person these days.
It looks pretty cool. I gotta say, the set pieces that I saw were really, really cool. I'm digging what you're doing with lighting, for sure.
Out of character.
Yes.
Remind me, the mission was get the book.
Get the
But
book.
the overarching mission of Delta Green, is it to like
The
prevent
overarching
things like summoning the great old ones?
as far as you all have been read in, you have been told that there are things in the world that normal people can't know about, and part of your job is to make sure that normal people never find out about them. You are no longer a normal person because you know they exist. That's about as much information as you have. You're very new.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we need to arrest this guy. I'm gonna get my handcuffs out.
I really don't suggest it.
I mean, we need. They're gonna summon something. If you
Mhm.
can't summon,
He's
Yeah.
3 feet tall.
Shh,
how do we know it's a
Okay.
he?
shh, don't be ableist. It's fine.
They're 3 feet tall.
It's fine. There are short people. It's fine.
Okay, but the biologist in me is like, that's really short for a human who is not a
I
child.
mean, not if they're 4.
No.
Can I get a closer? Oh, what the hell am I doing? I'm making poor choices, but
Oh my God.
I want to know. Oh, why do I want to know?
If I see Marshall going, I'm gonna slowly hand Marshall the handcuffs.
No. Marshall is like trying to change the angle of the flashlight.
Oh, I thought you were getting closer.
Uh-oh.
She's trying to like unmask the phantom.
We
You
can't-
sort of adjust the flashlight angle and start to like peer up in, try to get it kind of like up inside of the hood. It's a little weird. You kind of have to do like the lean and like whatever.
Mhm.
And you catch this like real weird glimpse of what looks like kind of like green flocking material inside of it. It's not, your brain's breaking a little bit. It's
Yeah.
not matching up with anything that you can make sense of.
No.
And then you hear inside your head, okay, well, I think this is maybe not going to be the best option. So I think if you're not going to go, then you're going to have to talk to a friend of mine. Is that okay?
Oh, we'll just go. We'll go.
Yeah, we're.
We will totally go.
We'll go.
We don't want to interrupt your preparation for the show because rehearsal is key.
Thank you. It's very nice to have somebody who really understands our process. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
maybe you should head out. Hey, Fozzie, can you just hit some lights, please?
This
And
thing-
suddenly, every light in the building pops on. You are all momentarily blinded as just every light like flashes for a brief moment.
Uh-huh.
You blink,
Okay.
you cover your eyes. I need everybody to roll a sanity check.
I'm so scared.
I rolled 2 good ones back to back. It's time to
Don't do
roll a
this.
50. Roll a
Nope.
59.
Don't bring that on you.
That would be
Ooh.
63 out of 45.
Okay.
Why is my PAL so high? I rolled a
It's-
59 out of 65.
Because you made some good stats. All right. So we have a fail, we have a pass. How do you do, Midoriya?
If I'm following my own rules for my dice about which
Uh-huh.
color is which, regardless of what order that they fell on the table, then that would be an 83.
Okay. So I'm guessing that's a fail.
That's a
And
fail because
how
I'm a
do you
50.
do, Mac?
Oh, doubles are bad?
Doubles
they're
are
high.
bad. If they're
Well, yeah.
high,
They're higher than your number.
99?
Fucking shit.
Oh my god.
oh my
Are
god.
you kidding?
I'm not kidding.
Fuck.
Okay. I'm delighted.
I'm not.
So no, this is ideal.
Oh my
Okay, so
You know, I don't feel like it. I feel like that
fine.
word isn't.
so
Yeah.
Maloney, you passed.
Mm-hmm.
You are going to take 1 point of sanity loss
Okay.
as this bright light hits you.
Okay.
Marshall and Midoriya, you are going to each take 3 points of sanity loss
Okay.
as this bright light blinds you momentarily. And Mac, you are going to take a full 6 points of sanity loss as you hear this voice in your head multiple times. And then this bright light hits you, and you, for a brief instant, no one else hears this, but you hear so clearly in the back of your mind this chanting that's been kind of underscoring everything to swell up, and you just hear this like organ dark and bark swells and fills your brain.
Oh my god.
So you said to tell you when
When
the
you hit your
number.
breaking point, absolutely.
I was guessing. I thought you were close.
Uh-huh.
Holy shit. Oh.
You all like hit with this flare of light, and you like kind of blink and recoil, and you open your eyes, and you are all standing in the parking lot
Thank God.
of the theater. It is dawn.
I look at Maloney real quick. Do you have the book?
Are we all there?
You're all there.
I-
You're all standing in the parking lot. You're standing in the parking lot outside the theater. The sunrise is cresting over the hills just beyond Los Angeles. It's quiet in a nice way. There's no one else around. You all kind of look around. You see each other.
Is
You're,
Mac in the parking lot?
you're all there. You're all there. You're all standing there. You're looking. You all turn around. You look, and behind you, you see the theater. Perfect. Restored. Beautiful. To its former glory. The way it must have looked in 1901 when the first vaudeville show opened there. This glorious, pristine building lit with candles, with newly developed gaslight, with this marquee over the top that says, welcome to the show. It's beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful sights you've ever seen as it's lit against the rising sun. And Mac, you look, and you are filled with this just overwhelming, soul-crushing dread as you know that nothing in this theater can come to good. Nothing as long as those things that people manipulate with their hands. That's not right. You shouldn't be doing that. They're their own selves. They can't. You shouldn't be manipulating them. And you are filled with this crushing dread. And in the blink of an eye, you're all back. It's the same decrepit building you saw last night. Dust. Falling letters off the marquee that don't spell any words. Chains and padlocks on the front door. And you hear behind you that slight rattle of like somebody pushing at of a chained or padlocked fence, and you hear a voice from behind you. Hey, yeah, MSL? Y'all okay in there? We got a distress signal. Y'all all right?
I'm gonna
Uh,
check my burner.
no? Maybe? That's a good
Did I
question.
send a distress signal?
You look and you see there is one unanswered outgoing call to abort
Yeah.
on your phone. And as anybody turns around, you see that there is a somewhat androgynous looking figure, kind of long hair, but kind of like fine facial features in like a flannel and a pair of jeans, who's sort of like peering through the gap of the fence. Like they haven't fully unlocked it or anything, but since you only locked that one padlock, there's a little bit of gaping, kind of like peering through like, hey, y'all all right? I got
Cooper?
Yeah. Everybody okay in there? We got a distress signal.
Mhm.
Do we have the book?
Do we have the book?
Do I
Maloney,
have the
do you have
book?
the book? Who has the book?
I had the book.
You do
Okay.
have the book.
Um,
It is clutched in your hand.
Is it still the same book?
It's a generic looking canvas book that says concept art on the front and has some weird numbers on the side.
We need to get the fuck out of here.
we got it.
We got a book.
We also time traveled for a second.
Okay, all right, everybody. Everybody, come right this way. We're gonna go. This is not a place where y'all should be anymore.
There's
Walking
a
out,
scary
walking out.
green guy.
Gotcha. All right. I think.
Gonna
Yeah. Why don't you? We're gonna go.
find
Everybody.
the taped key and unlock.
You
I don't think
unlock-
Mac's okay.
This figure, Agent Cooper, kind of pulls the chain out, pops the gate open. You guys step out and you see like a big, comfy looking Suburban part, pulled up with a couple of the doors open. You can see that there's somebody else in the driver's seat, a woman with like slicked back hair and sunglasses, who's like sitting there with the engine running. And Cooper just kind of goes, all right, everybody just hop in. Why don't I'll just take that, and kind of holds out his hands for the book.
Yeah.
Oh, why don't we take like just a quick peek, make sure it's the right book? Like, just a quick peek.
I don't think that's a great idea, honestly.
Kind of want to see what's in the Mac open.
You
Mac
just
look in the
said
book.
you just said you time traveled, right?
Yeah, Mac.
Yeah, maybe you don't want to look in the book.
Mac look in the book. Mac, just like the
I'll
first page.
Make as if you
I'm
hand
sorry.
him the book.
Am I now the one with the highest sanity in the group?
I'm gonna
I
open it before I hand it to him. Just a random page in the middle.
You're just gonna open it to
Yes.
like flip it randomly. Okay, Mac, I need you to make a power roll.
Oh my god.
I just wanted to see some Muppet concept art.
Shit.
Oh man.
I'm sorry, Mac. I feel partially responsible for this.
What'd you get?
A 47 out of 45.
Oh, so close.
Shit.
Mac, you flip open this book. You flip it open to just like a random page in the middle, and what you see is this glowing illustration of like these weird kind of almost vulture bird-like creatures gathered around this massive crystalline object, and for a brief moment you see all of the universe for like 2 seconds. You know everything. And then you immediately like shudder back to yourself. And like in the instant that you snap back, Agent Cooper has their hands on the book and is like closing it. It's like, all right, we're gonna get them. Agent Mac, why don't you come with me? And he like puts an arm around you and ushers you over to another black car.
Oh no.
And she's like, no, it's fine. Everything's fine. We're just gonna have a long chat while we drive. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
It's a haunted house?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is, Mac.
No,
you were
it
right.
is.
You were
You were right
Mac.
the whole time. Turns out it was a bunch of kids trying to fuck with an immersive experience, I think they call it these days.
You were
Immersive installation. The rest of y'all can go with Agent Beatrix. She's gonna just take y'all to the hotel. We're gonna get y'all cleaned up. We're gonna debrief y'all on everything. And Mac and I are just gonna go grab some breakfast, and then we'll meet you over there in a little bit. How's that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is the story of how Mac was committed.
Mac, you hop in this car with Agent Cooper and you head off. There's some nice soothing Enya playing on the radio.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
You're
Very calming.
Yeah, you feel a little bit soothed. You definitely have some questions, but you do feel like as Cooper starts to talk, you feel like maybe you're gonna get some answers about these dumbass kids in their haunted house.
Right.
The rest of you hop into this Suburban where this woman's got the engine running and she's kind of like glances at all of you and is like, oh man, I keep saying not to send the newbies on these jobs, but you know, they never listen to me. Let's go. Y'all like breakfast sandwiches? LA has some great breakfast sandwiches.
Love.
Yeah.
We've been talking about tacos for like 12 hours now.
Hell yeah,
I think.
you want to do breakfast tacos? We can do
I would
breakfast tacos.
mm.
I know the
Egg
place
and
with the best
chorizo.
chorizo.
I don't know that I'm ever going
Yeah,
to eat again.
buckle up, kids. We're taking the speed route. She punches the gas, peels out, takes off. And that is where we will end this completely bananas session.
Why do I want 40 more episodes of this and these Eldritch Muppets? Like,
You guys didn't even address half of the things I thought you might try to explore, and we still ended up with the most horrifying version of Eldritch Muppets that I could have conceived of.
No weapons. I realized it 10 feet into the theater. I was like, we are not prepared for this shit.
Nope.
I genuinely feel bad for Mac and bad.
But I thought you were nursing that I told you so.
No, I don't want it anymore. I returned it. Took it back.
Oh my
Wayne
God.
just sitting there sadly going, oh, I was so prepared and now I just feel bad.
Like if we had somehow stolen a book without getting caught, I was like, the next thing to do is contact every like blacklist contact that I have about burning the theater down. Like task rabbiting.
Hell yeah.
Because shit. And like tabletop, Mac, I know what you saw. You know what you saw. You know exactly what you saw. There's a sequel.
Why were the Muppets so scary with voices that Muppet
that
like
were
and
not
that good?
That were not good?
They were good. They were very good. I don't know why it was still scary after we heard the voice. It shouldn't have been scary at all.
All I
My-
could picture was like the mean Kermit.
Yeah, with the hood on. That's what I pictured. That's what I was picturing. And
That's
so
what
it
it
shouldn't
is.
have been scary, right? We knew it was fucking Muppets. We heard the voice, and it was still. If anything, the voice made it scarier.
The chanting was Mork Mabork Mabork. He was
I'm not gonna lie, I picked this meme in the system and then immediately regretted it because I was like, oh, I'm good at accents but not impressions, and now I have to spend a week
No,
walking
it was
around
so
my house
good.
trying to do Muppet
Very good.
voices.
so good.
Thank
Oh,
you
so
all for playing, and thanks you to everybody who joined us for this installment of Meme of the Month.
Oh my God.
This was, in fact, the Eldritch Muppet meme, where I forced all of these people who have never played in like a serious horror game in their lives to play a Delta Green horror scenario in which the BBEG was the Muppets. Thank you for joining us. I don't know what your traditional Majestic Goose send-offs are, so let me know what I need to hit, or if we should just do little outros for ourselves.
We will just do a quick around the table, and actually, we're gonna start with you, Alondra, because you did an amazing job tonight. Thank you so much.
Fantastic.
So tell us a little bit about where we can find you.
Thank you. My name is Alondra Heilman, aka Lady Bedivere. You can find me at Lady Bedivere on any social media except for TikTok, where you have to do Lady Bedivere.
Fucking TikTok.
It's a fucking long story. There's somebody camping my username. It's fine. I am a regular cast member and producer over on the Quests and Chaos Network. I am also a player on the Torpid Gaming Network, and you can find me on my own socials wherever you'd like. And thank you so much to Adam, Danny, and the rest of the Majestic Goose Network for letting me come and play in your sandbox. This has been a super fun time.
Yeah.
Okay, Tanya.
I'm sorry, what?
Your turn.
Oh, yes. I'm Tanya. Not normally as straight-laced as Mac. I am actually a fiction writer of sorts. You can find me at tanyascofield.com. And my lights just turned off because that's what happens.
Spooky.
The Muppets are coming for you, Tanya.
God damn it. Coming to them. You open the goddamn book.
I had to open the book. He told me to open the book.
I literally thought it was just gonna be pictures of fucking like Muppet costumes.
Sure.
Of course
not. But yeah, tanyascofield.com. I write books. You should read them.
You should.
My wife read your latest book and fucking
OOC?
loved it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, OOC.
I don't read a lot of books.
So
I'm
glad.
sorry, but my wife loved it.
Katie.
Hi, I'm Katie. You can see me here, or rarely on Twitter, more often on Insta at FiddleFern90.
All right, and Adam.
Adam DeWeese. You can find me at GooseCon 2022, coming up in 2 months from today, I think. It's September 30th to October 2nd in Cincinnati, Ohio. We're trying to get as many of the geese as we can down to Cincinnati. We're going to have an amazing 3-day tabletop convention. We're going to have tons of board games, tons of tabletop RPGs. We're going to have live shows. We're going to have panels, actual plays. It is going to be a lot of fun. Come check it out. You can go to tabletop.events and search for GooseCon, or go to goosecon2022.com. You can get a weekend badge for just $45 and come hang out with all of the Majestic Goose members. It's going to be so much fun. It's our first convention, so we're very nervous about it and also very excited. So come hang out. And yeah, I mean, that's really like the biggest thing I want to plug. Also, we are going to be, speaking of Quest and Chaos, I've got the raid queued up and ready.
Yeah.
As soon as, because they are live right now.
They're playing
Tiana,
Call of Cthulhu, so if you want more Eldritch horrors, you can watch Tiana Wren try to murder the rest of her party. You're welcome.
I initiated it, but we got time for you to do your plugs
Yes.
and I'll kick it off.
All right, and I'm Danny. You can find me all over the internet as Danielle Lenoir. You can find me hanging out here on the Majestic Goose Network doing a lot of stuff. And speaking of Tanya being an author, Adam is also an author. And at GooseCon, we are going to have a limited edition run of our Storytime with Silas book, including all of the stories from our very first season of Storytime with Silas. So, if you happen to be at GooseCon, you can pick up a very limited edition run of mostly autographed books. So keep that in mind.
Mostly autographed.
Mostly.
Amazing.
I don't have enough time to get it shipped to the one who is all the way off in Europe, unfortunately. There's just hours and days and times. Not going to work. But we're going to aim for
You could
everyone
just
else.
sign some post-its and mail them.
That.
Amazing.
Stick them in.
I got a plan now.
Good.
We're good.
That's what I'm here
Thank you
for.
for mentioning that. And I think that is everything. Thank you so much for joining us. We will be
Yes.
back on August 27th for our next episode of Meme of the Month. And stay tuned for more details on that one. I That's it.
Raid's about to auto kick us off in 9 seconds. Thank you so much, Alondra, for the amazing night.
Thank you so much. It was
Thank
fun.
you,
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
There we go. Danny will still need to end the stream on your end because I have realized that the